Saturday night fights, Darebin Stadium. El Toro Fighting Bulls Promotions. Your genial matchmaker, Elio Doria, and your promoter extraordinaire, Peter Iannazzo, welcome you to 7 international fights here tonight, topped off by a triple header, IBF Championship fights. Ray Whitley, the IBF, that's the International Boxing Federation Vice President, will step into centre ring to present the championship belts. The 3 Australians participating in the IBF Championship fights, they're the reigning champs. They won here in September. I speak of Heath, the Heat Ellis, the babyface assassin, Daniel Iannazzo, and the Two Guns, Johnny Walker. A great night of action coming up for you. Don't go away, you got the best ringside seats in the house. We're going to kick some butt tonight. We're going to assert the men from the boys. Come on down for our opening bout of the evening. Steve Gillingham, Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, he'll be coming down the centre ring in just a moment.
Well, good evening, fight fans. Welcome to the Darebin International Sports Centre. Another Peter Iannazzo Fighting Bulls, El Toro Promotions, Saturday the 6th of December here in Melbourne. My name is John Fergus, John Cavassini, joining me again tonight. John, we've got an action-packed night, very much an international night tonight.
Yes, Johnny, a very warm welcome to you also, and I'm very much looking forward to what is another international night of fights, capped off with Johnny Walker in the main event against Sonchai Chinlum.
Yeah, it's going to be an action-packed night, John. We've got a lot of the locals taking on once again the ties. Peter Iannazzo has brought the ties over again, which is always great to see. So we'll let the boys make their way to centre ring, and we'll get away with the action in the first fight.
Saturday night fights. 6 rounds of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, set in the cruiserweight division. We're at the Darebin Stadium in North City, Melbourne, the home of sport. Ladies and gentlemen, El Toro Promotions Fighting Bulls, welcome you. When you welcome this, on my left, occupying the blue corner, from Lhasa, Sarakham, Thailand, with Mr. Tassanui in the corner. He tipped the scales last night at the Union Hotel, Ascot Vale, at 80 kilograms even. He's had 15 professional fights, wearing red trunks with a touch of gold, blue, and white. Would you welcome Thailand's Dechapon Suwwanalert. Tassanui in the red corner. Joining well, we've got a mixed bag there, 2 great trainers together. President Darryl Ford from the White House, and from Team Destruction, Dynamite Dave Haggerty. The young man, ladies and gentlemen, who made his professional debut here on September 26th after a spectacular amateur career. He tipped the scales last night at 84.70 kilograms, wearing black trunks with his name emblazoned on the front. Ladies and gentlemen, when you welcome the wild boy, the wild man, Steve Gillingham. Your referee wearing gloves is Brett McCormack. Your judges at ringside, Chris Anderson, Alan McCall, and Andrew Campbell. Your timekeeper developed David Memory, and your ringside physician, Dr. Peter Lewis. Brett McCormack to give referees instructions. 6 rounds of international boxing.
Here we go, Johnny, the first fight about to get underway. Big tall boys, it's good to see a nice big tall Thai in there as well.
Yeah, very unusual to see a Thai fighter of the stature of Ditchupon, but yeah, I'm very much looking forward to see Stephen Gillingham making his second professional fight here this evening.
Yeah, we're very impressed with him on his first fight, John, but Stephen weighing in at 84.7 kilos, Ditchupon weighing in at 80, so the big cruiserweight boys, but should be interesting to see how the Thai shapes up as well. But Stephen certainly, as his short say, the wild boy, just loves getting in there and having a real crack at it. And there he goes, opens up straight away.
Yeah, as we know, Johnny, at this weight, they pack a lot of power behind their punches.
Yeah, the Thai just threw a good straight left there. Stephen already asserting his himself in centre ring, pushing forward all the time.
Don't hold. Break. Step back.
Good clear instructions by our referee. And both boys using the angles fairly well. Ty's got a very low guard.
Don't hold. Work out. Work your way out.
This got Johnny over 6 rounds, so it should be a...
Box.
Boys will just settle in, and then they'll get right in amongst it. I'm a bit worried about the Ty's guard. It's rather low, and big looping overhand right there from Stephen. I think the Ty's got to keep his hands up, otherwise this one might be finishing a little bit early.
Yeah, Stephen asserting his authority already here in the early stages of the first round.
Break.
Looking very composed and relaxed there in centre ring.
And both boys got some height on them, but certainly the reach advantage going to Stephen Gillingham. Once again, another great crowd in here tonight. Promoter Iannazzo from El Toro Promotions putting on regular cards and putting on, drawing in some good crowds, which is great to see.
Step back.
Especially this time of the year, John, leading up to Christmas.
Yeah, very, very happy to see the Thais back in Melbourne.
Yeah, we know they're renowned for their ring sports, John.
Don't wait.
Work your way out.
Be first. Come on, be first. Come on, come through with the right hand.
Stop. Break.
Very important. You just hear Stephen's corner calling out, be first, got to score. Stephen is cutting off the ring there. Ty seems to be setting up, Dechapon seems to be setting up that looping left hand regularly, sort of moving around to his left a lot.
Yeah, really not stringing his punches together at all, Johnny. Just single shots at the moment.
Break.
Good to see Stephen employing the uppercut, given the opportunity, whereas the Thai really there, as we see once again, just single left hook, missing the mark.
Yeah, certainly seems to be relying on that at the moment.
Don't hold. Work your way out. Work it out. Work your way out.
Yeah, good work by Stephen. Just throw a couple of little short punches there on the way out of the clinch.
Break.
Good first round of Stephen. Stephen's got a cut under his left eye there. I'm not sure whether that was from a head clash or a shoulder clash, but he's got a bit of a cut under his left eye there. So
yeah, from where we're sitting, Johnny, I couldn't see anything hitting cleanly there, so I'd have to say pretty much a head clash.
Just have to keep an eye on that, and if no doubt the Thai will be going after that. But Stephen's corner's done a good job in catching that up in between rounds.
Break. Step back. Don't hold.
Very interesting, the Thai's handiwork. He's sort of waving his hands around a bit. His guard's very low.
1, 2, 3, Steve. Where's your screw?
You see Steve there, very focused, just stalking Ditchupon around the ring, cutting off his angles.
Break. I say break. Step back.
Oh, almost just poking out that jab as if to... I don't know what he's trying to do, Johnny, but he's just wasting your shots, Get in there and try and land that jab on the chin. He's just not finding his range at all so far.
No, he's certainly not scoring. Stephen's certainly more active, more effective.
Work your way out. Don't hold.
Good rips to the body there by Steve. Once again, just tries a little sneaky uppercut.
Ty just smiling at him, but Stephen's certainly working well through this.
Don't work. Down in the back of the head.
Stephen looking like he's wearing a bit of a welt under his right eye as well, so not sure that he's been caught there, or again it's just been as they've been locking up.
Fight! Stop. Step back.
Once again, a referee, very good, nice, clear and precise instructions.
Work, don't hold.
Ty's really not doing anything as
Break.
as they're clinching.
Don't hold.
Stephen's certainly making the most of it and just ripping away at the body, as you said earlier, John.
Yep, looking for the opportunity wherever he can get it, which at the end of the day will rack up the points on the judges' scorecards.
Yeah, just soften up the rib cage.
Heads up.
Glad to see the Thai starting. He's got to get a little bit more busy
Don't punch. Don't punch.
to start making his way back. He's certainly behind on the scorecard, in my opinion, John, after the first round, and hasn't done a lot in his second round to impress me either. Bit of a left there. You can see Stephen's certainly the aggressor though. He's just pushing forward all the time.
Don't hold. Work it out. Work your way out. Break. Break. Stop. Don't punch.
Dechapon ไปดีนะฮึดหน่อยฮึดหน่อยขวามากๆเลย
Good left there from Stephen. Coming over the top.
Yeah, nice strong punch by Stephen.
Again, the Thai's guard is just so low. You'd think with someone the size of Stephen, with the reach that he's got, you'd think the Thai would be keeping his guard up. But he's either very confident in his own ability and his chin, or he's not phased. But certainly the second round, John, to me, going favour the red corner again to Stephen Gillingham.
Stephen was clocking up the points, dominating that second round just as he did in the first. Very interesting to see what the Thai's trainer will be saying to him. Pretty much you want to step it up because you're way behind on the scorecards at the moment, so you really want to change his game plan. He's been doing a lot of holding so far. So Peter opens up once again. A couple of nice right hooks.
Yeah, unfortunately, John, my tie is not as good as yours, so I'm not sure what his trainer was instructing Ditchupon in the corner, but he's certainly got to start stepping up. It's a 6-round fight, and Stephen's again come out more the aggressor in this third round. You can see that cut under his left eye looks like it's swelling up a little bit more.
Oh yeah, I don't think that'll really bother him underneath the eye there, unless it starts to swell and obscure his vision. But he'll be aware of that, and as you can see, he's got a nice left. He's holding his left hand up nice and high just to protect the left side of his face. You won't want to be taking any punches on that welt.
No, the Wild Boys are certainly aware of that. And it seems to be a big attempted overhand left there, hook from the Thai. But Stephen again, just the aggressor coming forward, and Thai just seems to be relying on his left all the time. He hasn't really shown anything else apart from his left.
Oh, I don't think he's hit a really clean shot so far. Almost here we are into the third round. Once again, just the left hook missing the mark. Hasn't really done anything to hurt Stephen, nor do I think that he's got the power to hurt him as well.
I'm just wondering, John, having a look at him, whether the Thai's got something wrong with his right hand, because he just seems to be dropping it down a bit and almost seems to be holding it at times with his left. But having said that, he's just thrown a couple of straight rights out. But he certainly needs to be a little bit more effective with that. Big step up left there,
work your way up.
but not phasing Stephen at all. Stephen's just overpowering him in the clinch.
Yeah, we can see Stephen still bouncing around on his toes, looking pretty agile there in centre ring, and the Thai flat-footed.
A good right hand there from the Thai.
Break.
Bit of a weight difference too. Stephen weighing in at 84.7 and Dechapon at 80 odd kilos, but they're within the cruiserweight weight division, so all's fair in the ring. Thai's starting to use his hands a little bit more in this third round, John, so I think, as you said in the corner, his trainer might have said to him he's got to start getting a lot busier, if he want to start coming back on the scorecard.
Yeah, actually saw him throw an uppercut, missed the mark, but at least he's trying something different at this stage, which is what he needs to do, really. But
once again, certainly, Steve Gillingham, the aggressor, he's just stalking Ditchupon around the ring, cutting off his angles. Just smart fighting.
Yeah, really not letting up at all, is Stephen. He's just chasing the Thai around. Shrugs his shoulders there, just left hook, missed the mark, but here he comes again, once again working those short body rips.
I just like the way he peppers away at the rib cage when they're in the clinch. It's got to soften up the target a bit, so it's good work there from Stephen. Again, another good strong round.
Round 3. Seconds out, round 4. Scheduled for 6.
Great to see the ever colourful Howard Lee here as usual. Johnny's a stalwart of the sport. He's been around for many, many years. We're out of the footy season, so we won't be getting any footy updates throughout the night as we often do.
Yeah, well, we're lucky that it's in December and the footy's over. Although I wouldn't surprise me if Howard pulled out a cricket score, in between rounds.
He'll pull something out in between rounds, but once again, this fourth round, Stephen's come out all guns blazing again.
As a tie once again tries the uppercut, misses the mark.
Work your way up.
Yeah, Stephen just really stepping up the pace now, stepping up the work rate. I can't see that the tie's really done anything to change the judges' opinions on the scoring at this stage. Stephen just working away a lot more effectively.
Yeah, once again, here we are into the fourth round. He just keeps peppering that left jab, the tie, just hitting Stephen on the gloves, which is really just wasting energy as far as I'm concerned. He'd really want to change his game plan.
Good tight guard there from Stephen. Very well put together fighter.
That's a bit of nice shot there from the tie.
And good left hook as I was separating there from Stephen. I'd like to see the wild boar really live up to his reputation and really step it up and take it to the tie.
Referee just having a bit of a word to the tie there about holding. Been going on now for 4 rounds, so
yeah, Stephen's work rate's very impressive. For the boys at the cruiserweight levels, fighting 6, 7, 8 rounds, they've got to have the stamina up and be well conditioned. And Stephen's his work rate is certainly a lot more effective than Dechapon at this stage.
Right, step back, work.
Yeah, credit to Stephen's fitness. He's been throwing a lot of punches so far, much more than the tie. And there he is, still in centre ring, slugging away. Just pushes the tie away.
I'd like to see Stephen coming over the top of the right, because the tie's hands are fairly low, and I think Stephen can set him up with a good combination there and come over the top of the nice right. His hands are very low. In contrast, Stephen's guard is very, very tight. You can see as soon as he sees the Dechapon moving in, his guard comes right up, his elbows are in nice and tight.
That's a bit of work by the tie. Starting to go downstairs now, but once again, Johnny, just a single punch.
Yeah, he's not putting anything together, John, as you said earlier. He's really not showing anything, and Stephen's certainly outworking him.
You're not going to win a fight from this stage just throwing single punches.
No, and he hasn't demonstrated he's got any knockout power at this stage. There's been nothing that's really come close to hurting Stephen. I think that nick under his eye is probably from a head clash. But the tie's really got to start stepping it up now. He's well behind on the scorecards. He's got to get a couple of 8 counts or even a knockout to pull this one back. But Stephen again coming out in this 5th round, just the aggressor, just coming forward all the time. Very impressed with Stephen's defences.
Yeah, I like the way that he just pushes Ditchupon away with that elbow when they're in nice and close. He's trying to tie him up and he's just giving him a nudge with the elbow to put him back, push him out of range, and then start bombing again.
Yeah, just let one go as they're releasing from the clinch, which is good to see. Again, the tie just flicking the left out, really not doing any damage or causing any concern for Stephen. And Stephen, he's just got to be careful though. He's well ahead on points at this stage, so he doesn't want to do anything silly.
Now at this stage of the fight, obviously, Johnny, he just want to sit back, stick to the basics, look for the opening, keep clocking up the points on the judges' scorecards. As we see him there, just working short punches into the body.
And the tie is just really relying on that left eye. I just wonder whether he's got something wrong with his right hand. Look, he's thrown a few, but you quite often see it looks like he's almost holding his right hand or his right arm as he comes back on occasions. Certainly Stephen's just outclassed the tie. The tie's had 15 professional fights. I think this is Stephen's second, but You wouldn't think so. Obviously, Stephen's had a distinguished amateur career as well, but certainly just he's really showing the tie up here.
Yeah, on the display so far this evening, you'd think that Stephen had the 15 professional fights. He's just dominated so far. Although the tie, to his credit, just lands a nice right hook. Stephen smiles at him.
Through just separating the boys, getting centering halfway through this 5th round. Ty almost turning his back there as Stephen was coming in. Stephen just smiles as he walks forward.
I think that's the last thing you'd want to do at this stage of the fight, Johnny, is to turn his back on him.
Go to the city, wild boy, the city!
Very impressive the way the wild boys use the ring as well. He's cutting off Ditchupon's angles at all. Every opportunity he gets, which is great to see. Certainly, the Ty's doing a lot of miles going around the outside ring. Stephen's just cutting off and using his angles very well.
We'll be all on the line in the 6th and final. Seconds out, 6th and final round.
Here we go, Johnny. Last round so far, 5 to the red corner on my scorecard.
Yeah, I think I'm not going to argue with you there, Johnny Cav. It's certainly been a great fight for Stephen. He's showcased all of his abilities, and once again comes out the aggressor in the start of the 6th round. Picking up his work right now. I want to turn it on for his fans now and come home nice and strongly. So you've got to be mindful though, not to do anything too silly.
They're still there bouncing on his toes, which is a testament to how fit he is, Johnny. We're into the 6th round at the 80 kilogram weight division.
Yeah, no, as you said, Johnny, his fitness and conditioning is excellent. You can just see he's very well put together. But he's not doing anything silly.
Once again, working those short body rips as they tie. Grabs his arm, ties him up once again.
Come on, come on. Don't wait. Cut him off, cut him off, cut him off.
Ty doesn't really have any answers, but Stephen, he's just been outclassed tonight. Stephen's just taken it up to him and come right over the top of him.
Work it out. Break. Stop. Back.
I think I've lost count how many times referees had to break him up so far, John.
Nice overhand right there from Stephen as he was coming. The Ty just threw a left there and there was just nothing in it.
Come on, Steve. Discipline. Come on, mate. Come on, Steve. Finish hard. Come on, Steve.
Stephen's evasion's been very good tonight. He's ducked under a few.
Yeah, he's been ducking and weaving. Whereas the Ty basically is standing there flat-footed, although we see him now starting to bounce around a little and just pepper that jab. But I think he's left his run all too late, Johnny.
Yeah, a bit of showboating there for the crowd, but really he's done nothing to impress the judges on the scorecards tonight. I wouldn't have given Johnny the first 5 rounds. I think gone clearly to Stephen. So showboating's fine, but you've got to back it up in the ring as well. And I think Stephen certainly just outclassed him.
Right. Stop.
We hear the chants of Wild Boy coming up from sections of the crowd, which is
great to hear.
Yeah, just lift his spirit and his morale a little bit more in the final stages here of the fight.
Show us the left brick, mate.
I still wonder whether the Ty's got something wrong with his right hand. He just seems to be dropping it and almost holding it at times, but he's throwing it, so it can't be anything too wrong with it, unless it's just a habit that he's got into.
Yeah, that's probably his fighting style, John.
Yeah, not knowing a lot about Ditchupon, but there you go, John. In my books, a convincing win to Stephen Gillingham. I can't see it going any other way than a unanimous points decision. But we'll let it go to the judges' decision, John. We don't like to get off the fence too early in the night.
Yeah, we've been proven wrong many a time, but I think this one's pretty clear-cut as we wait for Howard to announce the decision.
Dechapon and Steve. Thank you. Okay, Judge Chris Anderson has it. That's Chris Anderson Senior has it 59.55. Alan McCall has it 60.54. Andrew Campbell 59.55. Unanimous points. Your winner, Red Corner.
There you go, John. Convincing win to Stephen the Wild Ball Gillingham, which is great to see. He's just pure class tonight. Just outworked Dechapon from Thailand, and a well-deserved win. We'll be very happy with that. Good win over a quality international opponent.
Somebody please send a message to Bangladesh. I ain't the best today. Is rappers and that will also mean I ain't the fresh. S-rap will make your bed and I will take the bed. Looking for a place to get. Nothing keep that. You better watch your mouth. Nothing keep that. You better knock you out. Nothing keep that. You better watch yourself. Nothing keep that. Ready to knock you out. Nothing keep that. You better watch your mouth. Nothing keep that. You gonna knock you out. Nothing keep that.
President Man Myers. Welcome back to Silver Ring, Saturday Night Fights. El Toro fighting Bulls Promotions. Howard Lee, your ring announcer. Boxing is big here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, 8 rounds for the Victorian Welterweight Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, when you welcome in the red corner, part of Team Destruction, Andrew Woodall and Dave Hegarty. Ladies and gentlemen, a very special day for this young man. He celebrates his 24th birthday tomorrow, so it could be a big birthday night. 5 professional fights, 3 wins at 65.40 kilograms, wearing gold trunks, black trim with a slashing new hairstyle. Would you welcome the Hitman, Chris Myers? And across the ring, the reigning and defending champion. He won the Victorian Welterweight Championship here in Centre Ring on AFL Grand Final League. 4 bouts, 2 wins at 66.40 kilograms. Ladies and gentlemen, from Goodwood, near Hobart, Tasmania, would you welcome Stephen Leonard Maxwell. Wearing blue trunks with white trim. Your judges under the 10-point must system. Ignatius Vasileides, Alan McCall, Andrew Campbell, the man in charge of the action in this Victorian Welterweight Championship, Brett McCormick. Okay, referee Brett McCormick.
Here we go, Johnny. Fight 2 of the night. 8 rounds, the Victorian Welterweight title.
In the rooms, obey my commands at all times. Victorian title fight. Let's go. Good luck.
Reigning champion Stephen Maxwell from Tasmania taking on the hitman Chris Myers for the Victorian welterweight title. John, this one will go off, no doubt.
Yeah, it always steps up the intensity when there's a title on the line.
So we've got 8 rounds, so the boys will just feel each other out.
Yeah, both boys so far looking pretty evenly matched in terms of physique. No real significant height or reach advantage.
A very stiff stance, Steve Maxwell, but don't hold that against him. He's the current reigning Victorian welterweight champion, so he's putting his belt on the line. And I'm sure Chris the Hitman Myers is wanting it wrapped around his waist tonight when he leaves the Darebin International Sports Centre. You've got to love the nicknames of some of these fighters, the Hitman and the Wild Boy.
Fighting names made very famous, particularly Hitman.
Good handiwork there from Chris Myers. Good to see Stephen there, just got in to go with the combination, then got straight out again. A lot more speed in these lighter weight boys, Johnny, compared to the cruiserweights.
Yeah, you almost got to focus. They're so fast, Johnny, that sometimes it's very easy to miss the punches. Actually,
one blink, mate, and you're gone. We've sat ringside many a time, and You turn away, or you just lose focus for a split second and it's all over. Some good handiwork there from Chris Myers.
Yeah, a couple of nice lefts by Chris there, one to the body and then following up to the head.
Looking to send Steve Maxwell back to Tasmania in a world of pain.
Right.
Hands up, come on. Jump with him, mate, as he walks in. That's it. Use your feet.
Yeah, quite a contrast in stance from both boys. We see that Steve has got basically a walk-up style, you know, pretty flat-footed, Johnny, whereas Chris tends to dance around the ring.
Yeah, certainly Chris is a lot more active and looks a lot lighter on his feet, but as I said, take nothing away from Stephen. He holds the title at the moment, so he's certainly earned that. But for my liking at the moment, John, Chris the Hitman Myers just been just that little bit busier and scored a little bit more effective in his first round. Some good combinations there for Chris. Magnificent body rips there.
Yeah, good work to the body there.
You can probably hear through our effects microphone, John, too, the corners calling out the instructions to the boys. Very good first round there, John. It's certainly a lot busier, I think, Chris Myers, and scored very effectively there. And once again, it's great to see we've got Paris Productions putting together the DVD for the night. They do a sensational job. Paris Productions can be contacted on 0428 586 203. I know he works very closely with Peter Iannazzo and El Toro Promotions, putting together a great promotion. It's a pleasure to be working with them once again.
Yeah, 2008 has really been a terrific year for Paris Productions in both the boxing and the Muay Thai and kickboxing scene. Has really gone from strength to strength.
Yeah, and puts together, without doubt, I think probably one of the best video productions you've seen, equal of anything you'd see on Fox Sports. Oh, good handiwork there from both boys.
Don't hold, don't hold.
Chris, hands up, nice and tight now, back to the jack. Boy, come on.
Ooh, big overhand right by Steve.
Have to see between rounds, John. We're going to have to run around and try and work out what Chris the Hitman Myers had cut into his hair. I'll let you run around and have a look at the back of his head.
It's not very clear from our commentary position, John, but obviously the hairdresser's been busy.
Don't punch, good boy.
There's a message in that hairline somewhere.
Don't hold.
Both boys just swapping lifts there as they were breaking from the clinch.
Break.
It's a very unusual stance and style on him, Steve Maxwell. Looks very stiff and very rigid, but he certainly lets him go as he can. But Chris is very sharp though.
Yeah, Steve gives me the impression, Johnny, that he's just absolutely loading up, waiting for that opportunity to let go.
Yeah, he just did then. He just had a nice left there connected as Chris was up against the ropes.
Punch yourself out, good. Jump again. Work, boy.
Nice double jab there by Chris.
Nice and fast, Chrissy, come on.
Great to hear the corners too, Johnny, just calling out their instructions again. And you can clearly see that the fighters are obeying the instructions even during the rounds.
Yeah, well, we all know the importance of a good corner man, Johnny, particularly when the fighter's in centre ring and focusing on his opponent and the brain's ticking away thinking, what do I do next? But really, the corner man looks at it from outside the ring and perhaps focuses in on a weakness or something that a fighter might not have noticed. And
yeah, they certainly see things the fighter may not see. But once again, a very good second round there, Johnny. I'm just going to duck the headphones off and run around and have a look at the back of the hitman's head and try and work out what's been emblazoned. And Johnny, I can tell you now, my learned eye has got the Hitman carved into the back of his head. Great bit of handiwork there from no doubt, probably a sponsor of a hairdresser or something. But good to see a bit of colour coming into the ring.
we love to see that in the ring. And I'm impressed with his gold fighting shorts, Johnny.
Break, 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 break.
I can see, mate, you're a man with lots of gold.
Fake gold, I might add.
Sort of sticks the time over his Oh, good right hand there. Chris Myers, a very good right hand there. No count. But certainly that'll stick in the judges' minds. Both boys really starting to step up the work rate now.
A couple of nice straight rights there by Steve. Much cleaner fight this one than the previous, Johnny. We haven't had the referee had to separate the boys on one occasion yet so far.
We wouldn't have even noticed there was a referee in there, mate. It's a credit to both these boys. Good, clean fighting. Showing a lot of respect for each other. And great to see both boys just not bombing away. They're picking their shots.
Heads up. Let's go.
You just said that right hand of Stephen Maxwell just cocked, ready to go, but Chris is just consistently getting through.
Work your way out.
Big left hook there by Chris once again.
Keep working.
Steve comes back.
Chris has got a tendency as he's breaking from the clinch just to drop his hands down a bit, and
Right, don't hold behind.
Stephen's coming over the top as they're breaking, so he wants to keep his hands up as they're breaking from the clinch.
Straight right by Steve there, just follows up. Couple punch combination.
He had his hands down dangerously low there for a while. With the speed of these boys, I'd be wanting to keep them blasted right up under your chin.
30 seconds, let's go!
And a good left there from Stephen Maxwell. Followed by a good right.
Break, don't hold.
Chris has just missed the mark with some of his left jabs, Johnny. He's just lost his range a little bit, I feel, here in the third round. That's better work. That one hit him on the chin. Nice body rip by Steve.
Don't hold. Work your way out. Work your way out. Time. Good work.
There you go, Johnny. Action-packed round. We've got the round 3. We've got 5 to go. The boys are certainly picking up the pace a lot.
Round 4.
Come on. Box.
So round 4. Good hand there from Steve. Good lift there from Chris as he was coming back out. Both boys really stepping up the pace now. So the Victorian welterweight title on the line. Steve Maxwell wanting to head back to Tasmania with it wrapped around his, firmly wrapped around his belt and go back there and say that he's defended it successfully.
Yeah, good work there by Chris once again, just punching his way off the ropes.
Real contrast in styles. Chris looks like a very confident sort of fighter, whereas Steve just looks like all business, just wants to walk forward.
He's a very much a no-nonsense fighter, is Steve Maxwell.
Yeah, as you said, he's flat-footed, just sort of walks forward, but certainly means business. And as we said a couple of times, he's the current Victorian welterweight title holder, so he's no slouch.
Very entertaining fight so far, Johnny. It's pretty hard to separate him at this stage. Although I think Chris just slightly the busier of the two. But the fight's still there for the taking. It's pretty hard to pick. Nice body rip by Steve Maxwell. Well, I think that Chris would have taken his head off if he connected with the right hook.
Yeah, there might have been a bit of a head clash there as well. Chris just indicating he might have caught one just above the right eye.
Well, the last thing we want to see is a fight stopped with an accidental head clash.
Brought it out to the hook, mate, remember. Come on, Chrissy, jump with him, mate.
Both boys working the range well. Steve Maxwell is starting to pick up the pace a bit now and push it back onto Chris Myers.
Yeah, I like the way that Chris is just evading, you know, moving away, working the ring. Almost just slaps that punch away.
Yeah. His parrying has been very, very good tonight.
Good work.
I'll tell you what, John, I probably gave the first 2 rounds to Chris, and I think Steve's probably just edged it back slightly over the last couple of rounds, so it'll be interesting to see how the judges are seeing it as well. But, you know, we'll sit behind the commentary microphones, mate. We're not officiating on things, and we'll have to leave it to the judges, but I think it's a fairly even fight at this stage. It's one of the things I've noticed too, John, with the fighters, or you know, just the difference in the sports. I know we do a bit of commentating on the Muay Thai shows, and you know, these boys sort of 64 and 65 kilos are short and stocky, whereas the Muay Thai fighters you see are quite often a little bit taller and a little bit leaner. So obviously, you know, the shorter stance and the stockiness tends to go, I suppose, fit better with the boxers, and the boys are certainly putting it to good use.
Well, I'm not disputing your comments at all here, Johnny.
Just an observation, mate. Just an observation. But big left there from Steve. You can see he's really starting to stalk Chris around the ring now.
Working, don't hold.
Don't get hot dogs, good food. Well, very moderate prices. Don't forget.
Chris now just tries to pepper the jab.
For your enjoyment.
Look at the determination on Steve Maxwell though. Johnny, have you noticed he just will not take his eyes off Chris Myers for one split second?
No, very much like his stance, mate. Just strong and just you know, in there for business.
Work your way up, work your way up.
Good evasion work by Chris once again. Steve comes back. Attempted uppercut. Good body rip by Steve Maxwell. Follows up with another one. Good strong punches, Johnny. He's really starting to pick up the pace a little now.
Yeah, he's a tough boy, John. Just keeps walking forward, as you said.
Don't lunge and hold. Let's go. Don't hold.
Good uppercut there from Chris as he was coming out of the clinch.
Hands up. Work the jab.
Both boys just exchanging jabs.
Hands up, nice and tight. Good boy, body.
Big right hook.
It's been a real contrast. You know, at some stages during this round, John, Steve's just been walking forward and taking it up to Chris, and then it swaps around a bit, and Chris just has Steve on the back foot again.
Chris will be careful just ducking his head there as he's moving forward, Johnny. I think he's setting himself up for a nice uppercut.
Yeah, certainly Steve with his title on the line has certainly been a lot more active, I think, in the last couple of rounds.
Box.
Round 6, Johnny, so getting towards the business end now. Title's on the line.
Hands up, nice and tight. Good jab, he says he comes in, mate.
Good exchange there.
Nice little foot by Chris Myers. Steve follows up with another straight right of his own.
Tell you what, these boys are just standing there just trading it toe for toe, and they realise that the Victorian welterweight title's on the line.
Yeah, this is an excellent fight so far, Johnny. The skill level of these boys is just so entertaining.
Just their work rate. Both boys keeping very busy.
Don't hold.
And both boys are starting to look for the big knockout punch, John, as they're getting in towards the final rounds. They're starting to really load up behind everything.
Right. Work.
Oh, straight left by Chris.
And both boys just wearing them simultaneously.
Work your way out. Right. Good work.
As you said too, John, the referee hasn't had to intervene a lot tonight, which has been great. Both boys showing a lot of composure and certainly understanding the rules.
Yeah, and this is what we like to see, Johnny. A real boxing contest rather than two fighters or one fighter just prepared to hold and
and try and negate the opponent. But both of these boys are, they're working in the clinch.
yeah, pretty much
Good overhand right there.
toe to toe for the whole fight so far.
Don't hold, Chris.
Oh, good work by Chris. He was up against the ropes there, just boxed his way back into centre ring.
Stop. Time.
Yeah, a bit of a head clash there, Johnny. We've got a bit of a cut on the right eye of Chris Myers.
Give it a wipe, you'll be right. You'll be right.
Like I said, that Johnny, especially in the title fight.
Give me a look. You'll be right. Should be right.
Dr. Peter Lewis will have a good look at that.
Okay. Sorry. Right, let's go. Let's go. Ready, come back in. Alright.
That was certainly a bit of confidence there for Steve, even though it was not intentional.
It's smart because I couldn't see how long it was. That's why I couldn't wipe it. Head clash, Okay.
Well, Dr. Peter Lewis has been up there checking that out in between rounds, and obviously he's got to keep an eye on it. I think we could hear Chris saying that he was having trouble seeing out of it, but we're sure now, Johnny, it'll 2 rounds to go. Title on the line. Both boys are going to absolutely bring it home now. Steve's got an obvious target now that he can aim for. And Chris has got to keep that right guard up, which he's doing now, protecting it.
Yeah, we can see him holding his right arm up nice and high.
Yeah, he certainly doesn't want it to get stopped now by the cut. Yeah, both boys really starting to pick up the work right now.
Don't hold. Stop. Stay there. Chris. Alright, box. Hands up.
Great left there from Chris as he was coming out of the clinch. Certainly caught Steve and wobbled him a little bit. Steve just coming back again.
Oh, he's no slouch, Johnny. He takes a good whack and then just comes back.
7th round, Johnny, so it's there for the taking now. Both boys fairly even fight. This has been worthy of a title fight.
Don't hold.
Yeah, neither fighter really looking gassed at all at this stage, and they're still punching strong, just as they did in the first round.
Yeah, you can see the hitman certainly covering up a bit, covering up that right eye.
Good ducking and weaving there by Chris.
Break, step back, break. Right, don't hold. Let's go.
Just from where we're sitting here, John, looks like Steve might be struggling a little bit with that right eye. Looks like he's starting to favour it a bit.
Hold, work your way up. Top. Over there.
Chris just lost his mouth guard there.
Quick.
Gives him a chance to suck in a little bit more air.
Yeah, we can see the corner telling him to just take in a deep breath.
Right, let's go, Tom.
Make the most of the few seconds rest that you get.
I think that cut's unsettled Chris a little bit. He's certainly now paying obviously and rightfully so, paying a lot of attention to it, but I think it might have unsettled him a little bit.
Mouth guard.
Time.
It looked like he just turned around and spat it out at that stage.
Well, it's always a good opportunity to have a bit of a breather, John.
Didn't see if you spat there or I got knocked out. If you spit it out, I'll stop the fight. Right, time in. Let's go.
I think we might have been able to hear from our commentary position there, John, the referee just saying to Chris, if you sit there and spit it out, I'll stop the fight. So I think Chris needs to get to the end of the 7th round and just recompose himself with 1 round to go.
Work your way up.
Oh, good lift there from Steve Maxwell.
Don't hold.
Oh, big left hook.
Time.
Just missing the mark there by Steve. As we come 8th and final round, Johnny.
Yeah, it's there for the taking, John. I think probably Steve's stepped the work rate up a little bit over these last few rounds.
Seconds out, 8th and final
It's there for the taking there, Johnny. The 8th and final round, the Victorian welterweight title on the line. Reigning champ Steve Maxwell wants to hang on to that belt, and I think at this stage he's going to bring it home.
Yes, he opened up the 8th round with a nice straight left that caught Chris flush on the chin, Johnny.
Both boys are standing trading now. Really, they're going to leave nothing in the ring. And this is what title bouts are all about, John. Both boys slugging it out at the end.
Great to see, just a slight clinch there, and both boys break even before the referee steps in.
Yeah, it's a testament to both boys.
Left hook by Chris Myers. As Steve comes back.
And both corners calling out instructions to their boys. One's jab and move. Oh, good right hand there.
Keep it up.
And Chris seems to be just tiring a little bit more at this stage.
Don't hold him, mate. Don't hold.
Yeah, he definitely looks on a mission at the moment, Johnny.
Yeah, Steve Maxwell looks like I think he's feeling fairly confident at the moment that he might be taking that belt back to Tasmania with him.
Yeah, just pretty relentless, just following Chris around the ring.
Good right uppercut there from Hitman in the clinch. You can see the right side of the Hitman's face now, quite swollen and quite marked up now. Steve Maxwell just chasing that. Dying moments, John, of the 8th and final round for the Victorian welterweight title. It's on the line. Steve Maxwell's first title defence.
As Chris just puts his hand up here and he's defending at the moment. Steve stalks him into the blue corner, but Chris ain't going to stand there and works his way out of the corner pretty well as he's done so far for all of the fight, which is good to see. That eye's starting to close up now, Johnny.
Yeah, I think Steve's work rate over these probably the last 4 or 5 rounds has really picked up. Chris took the turn in the first couple of rounds, but looks like we'll be going to a judge's decision. But a very entertaining fight, John. Well worthy of a title defence. I'll tell you what, Chris is not going down fighting. He's What an action-packed fight, Johnny.
Yeah, very entertaining fight, John. Testament to both boys, their fitness levels. Unfortunately, a bit of a head clash caused that cut on Chris Myers, but
We have a unanimous decision. Judge Ignatius Miscellaneous gives it 77-76. Alan McCall has a little wider margin. He had it 78-74. Final count, Andrew Campbell, 77-75. Your winner by unanimous points, and still welterweight chairman of Victoria, Stephen Maxwell.
There you go, Johnny. Unanimous points decision to Stephen Maxwell retaining his Victorian welterweight title, and I think going to go out on a limb here and give him a nickname. What do you reckon? The Tassie Devils. Very imaginative, mate. But look, a great fight, and credit to Chris the Hitman Myers. Took it to Steve all the way through that title fight. But as you said, there was an unfortunate head clash there, which probably seemed to unsettle Chris a little bit. But Stephen Maxwell just relentless.
Welcome back to Centre Ring, Saturday Night Fights from Darebin, the heartland of Melbourne, the sporting capital of the world. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, introducing first in the blue corner, from Campbelltown, New South Wales, from General Santos in the Philippines, with former national champ Todd Macklin, his senior coach, at 55.30 kilograms. 15 fights, 8 wins, 7 losses, 3 inside the distance. Wearing black trunks, when you welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Roberto Lerio. And across the ring in the red corner, coming all the way from the federal capital in Canberra to work with this young man is Gary Hamilton, Jim Slater, Dan Lovett, and Dennis Bassett in the corner. 4 professional fights, 3 wins from North Essendon. He's a Melbourne man at 55.10 kilograms. Wearing black with white, Hollywood Magpie colours. When you welcome to Centre Ring in this championship match, Mighty Mark Quan. Chris Anderson. To give referee's instructions, time to ring the bell, Damien Membry, Chief Photographer, Willie Kincaid Allen, Paris Productions.
Okay, boys, remember what we spoke about in the dressing room. Nice and tidy, protect yourself at all times. Listen to me at all times, yeah? Good luck.
Here we go, Johnny. The 55 kilo Mark Quan, we saw Mark fighting on the last El Toro Promotions. Very impressed with him. He's had 4 fights for 3 wins, taking on Roberto Lerlo from New South Wales. 15 fights for 8 wins, so very impressed with Mark in his first fight.
Right.
We saw here recently, I think it was back in September, Johnny.
Yeah, the first of our interstate challenges for this evening, Johnny. We love it when Victoria comes up against New South Wales.
Yeah, Roberto originally based in the Philippines, but now fighting and training out of New South Wales. I was very impressed with Mark Quan in there when we saw him fight previously.
Right. Right back.
We've got another great crowd in here tonight, Johnny, and as usual, mate, one of my favourite parts of the night, the ring girls. They're doing a lovely job tonight holding up those cards.
Well, it took 3 fights for you to mention the ring girls, Johnny. But,
I've just been a little bit quiet tonight, Johnny, but just been sitting back enjoying the scenery.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the atmosphere. The Darebin Sports Centre is filling up nicely at the moment, and the credit once again to our promoter, Peter Iannazzo of the Fighting Bulls and El Toro Promotions.
Yeah, he's certainly putting on a great show, and a lot of great corporate hospitality and a lot of familiar faces here, John, which is great to see. a very low stance from Roberto. Once again, both boys showing each other a lot of respect.
Yeah, at this weight division also, Johnny, the boys are quite speedy in their techniques.
Yeah, we thought the welterweights were quick, mate, but these young boys at 55 kilos, mate, they are sharp.
Don't hold him, Mark. There you go.
Good work to the body there by Mark Quan.
Yes, again.
That's a good body rips there from Roberto.
Right! Right again, right back. Don't hold, don't hold. Take your time, Roberto. Dechapon, get out, come on. Right!
Referee Chris Anderson just stepping in, breaking him up.
Yeah, good quick clean break by both fighters.
Round one. From Lerio, ring number 2, World of Boxing Magazine.
Wait for it.
We saw quite a lot of body punches employed by both fighters here in the first round. Be interesting to see if they continue on the same vein here in the second, Johnny. Both of them have got a nice high guard, so I suppose they see the opening there to the ribs and the body.
Yeah, both boys got a very, very high, very tight guards too, which is good to see.
I suppose if you can't see an opening through the gloves, you know, just go for the ribs, the midsection.
Yeah, and both boys certainly, Johnny employing that, but Roberto got a very low stance. We know the boys coming out of the Philippines, mate, they're very good with their hands as well.
And hold.
That's a good body shot. Down up. Body head. Don't wrestle.
And hold. Right! That again, right back.
Roberto seems to drop his head a fair bit in the clinch as he's coming in, fighting from a very low stance. He seems to, as he's coming into the clinch too, he seems to tuck his elbows right into his rib cage, which will sort of negate some of the punches from Mark. Geez, Mark's looking sharp tonight though.
Yeah, you've got a good point there, Johnny. If he keeps ducking on his way in, I'm pretty sure sooner or later Mark will see the opening and just come in over the top.
The back of the head.
Nice left jab there by Roberto. Is taken on the chin by Mark, but it didn't seem to phase him too much. Just followed up with a couple of punch combination.
No, he's a real terrier, Mark. I was very impressed when we saw him fighting back here on the last El Toro promotions.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of good combination fighting so far in this fight, Johnny. You notice the boys at this weight division, they have very few single techniques. It's either 2 or 3 punches every time.
And Mark just briefly switched to southpaw stance there for a moment. But both boys just letting absolutely everything rip in close.
Don't hold.
Bit of a contrast, John, from the first fight of the night we saw when both boys in the clinch were letting go with the body rips in the clinch, whereas these boys are just clinching up and then having a break.
30 seconds.
Let it go, right back. There you go, right back. Look.
In there, remember.
Good clean fight.
Don't hold.
What a good round, come on!
There's Harold Lee tries to ref up the crowd, Johnny.
Oh, mate, the crowd's really enjoying it. And look, a really good crowd here tonight, which is great.
Round 3.
Our last promotion for 2008 from El Toro Promotions and Peter Iannazzo.
Yeah, he's done a great job promoting the sport, and no doubt 2009 will be even bigger and better.
A bit of a slip there on that BWS logo.
Well, yeah, certainly beer, wine and spirits flowing here tonight from
Not in the commentary position though.
Oh no. I'll save that for later on.
Don't hold. Right! Start again, right back. Good boy.
Both boys just sizing each other up. Roberto quite a few times has come through that big left looking to take Mark's head off.
Yeah, I like some of the techniques employed by Mark Quan. He's starting to jab to the body as well, Johnny, which is good to see.
Right back. Start again, right? Right, start again, right back.
Interesting, just the last few clinches, you can see Roberto just as they're clinching, hold his hands up as if to say he's not holding.
It just keeps wrapping that right arm around the back of the head, almost in a headlock, after he throws that punch and apply the clinch. Which is a bit annoying from a spectator's point of view, but I'm sure Chris Anderson, our referee, will be on to that.
Right, start again, right back. There you go.
Yeah, he's certainly got to, as you said, John, he's got to make sure they keep it clean in there. Good right hand there from Roberto.
Right! Right again, right back. Good ball.
Good shot, son.
Don't hold. Right!
Roberto just wearing Mark down a little bit there, and the last couple of times in the clinch. Oh, big overhand right there from Roberto.
That came out of nowhere, Johnny.
Referee Chris Anderson sending Roberto to the neutral corner for an 8 count on Mark Quan. But as you said, John, that came out of nowhere. Big overhand right. Caught him flush. Mark just employing the rugby tackle there just to buy himself a little bit more time to get towards the end of the third round. Roberto looking to hone in now. Oh, another good overhand right there from Roberto. Mark certainly fighting it out.
Oliver's been hit with 2 clean right hooks there. He'd want to be holding that left hand up nice and high at the moment, just to protect himself. As Roberto's had success as he tries again now, once again.
And all of a sudden, Johnny, at the end of the third round, the crowd's really getting up on their feet, which is great to see, but certainly Roberto showing his handiwork there. Mark coming out all guns blazing there, realising he's behind on the scorecards. Needs to really pick it up.
That's it.
Right! You go right back.
Like referee Chris Anderson just saying to Mark there, try and keep upright in the clinch. Oh, big overhand right there from Roberto. Just grazed Mark on the chin on the way down. It was a big looping overhand right.
Well, we've seen what damage he can do with that big overhand right, Johnny, so I suppose it's only natural for him to give it another shot and try again.
Don't hold. Don't hold.
Sitting on the right ankle, buddy. Get your hands away from it. Take the body. Watch the body shot. Good shot.
Roberto certainly looking to hone in on that right now.
Yeah, his confidence would have gone through the roof after that 8 count. Roberto now just looking to size up Mark. Mark pretty much on the defence now. He'd really want to turn that into offence if he's going to make up lost ground in this fight.
When he grabs you, Roberto, big punches. You have to pick it up. Big punches, punch your way out, Roberto.
Hands up, Mark. Left hand straight, Roberto, please. That's it.
You can hear through the effects microphones on Mark putting absolutely everything into every combination as he's throwing it.
Yeah, good work to the body there by Mark.
Hands up tight, keep your left hook. Good shot. See, left hook.
that right hand, Mark? Mark that left hand. Got to get up high, yeah. That's it. Keep them tight.
There's a bit of a push there.
Yeah, Chris Anderson is right onto that, Johnny.
Good body there from Mark.
Mark, you left hand. You've got to get out. Wrestle with him. Take guard, don't stand there. Take guard again. Left low.
Good. And again, Mark.
Attempted uppercut there by Roberto.
Yeah, without stating the obvious, Johnny, obviously Mark's been rattled from that knockdown in the third, and it's given Roberto a little bit more confidence, but Mark's certainly taking it still up to Roberto.
He's still in there boxing away in centre ring, Johnny. Credit to him, he took a fairly strong punch.
Looked like referee Chris Anderson might have been giving a bit of a stern talking there to Roberto at the end of the fourth round. Both boys just exchanging some good body rips there.
That's what we want to take him out of his body.
Good shot, buddy. Come on, set it up.
And hold.
Right.
Put back.
Hands up, Jen.
When he touched down, Roberto.
Get your elbows in, Matt.
Good work to the body by both fighters so far, Johnny.
Put back. Put back.
Yeah, been very impressed with their body work, and so like both boys will be feeling it tomorrow.
That's it, take elbows. Good.
Short hooks, Roberto. Short hooks. Come on, that wall.
Down.
And over and down.
Roll it. Take hands.
It's interesting, Johnny. There's always the debate over, whether you can hear what's going on in the corner. It's great you can call out to your fighters some instructions, but your opponent knows what they're calling it as well. If they happen to be zoning in on that as well.
Let him jab.
We can just hear through the effects microphone there. Just one of the corners is calling it short hooks.
Let him come first. Make the mistake in place. Counter it. On now, on there.
And hold. And hold.
Let him punch.
Cut.
Put back.
Don't be in a rush, Matt.
Cut the middle, Roberto.
Good handiwork there from Roberto.
A lot of power in those punches, Johnny. We can hear it from where we're sitting. Both boys just still loading up.
And hold.
Yeah, not holding anything back.
Come on, Matt. Don't be in a rush. No, let him work. Now on. You waited too long.
Right. That again.
Wait. Yeah, that's a bit better.
And hold. Both holding.
Wait a bit. Don't be in a rush.
Just enjoying sitting back watching this one, John. Both boys really taking it to each other.
See, he's done.
Body, hey.
Good shots.
Again. Punch, Roberto.
Right. That again. Put back.
And then he
Body
grabs
again,
Roberto.
Roberto. Break him down, mate.
And hold. And hold.
Both boys towards the end of this round now just starting to clinch that little bit more. Another overhand right there from Roberto.
Take your hands up, Roberto. Mate, that's son.
Swinging right good there by Mark. Just taking his head off, he'd be connected with that one, Johnny.
Mark's continually scoring there with his left jab. He's throwing that out and regularly getting through the guard of Roberto.
Yeah, which is not easy because Roberto's still keeping a very tight guard.
Get your elbows in, man.
Hardly any gap at all between his gloves. I'm surprised that he can actually see through them. Yeah, good work there by Mark.
Back of the head. Back of the head.
Bit of aggro there at the end of the fifth round, which is always good to see. Both boys just a bit of a stare and glare at each other. And lovely to see the Miss Ebony holding up the cards for us in between rounds 5 and 6, John. One of our favourites. We're here.
Reserve my comments other than to say that I'm always happy to see Miss Ebony, otherwise known as Brianne, ringside.
Yes, no, does a wonderful job. Always supporting the fight nights right across Melbourne.
Yeah, she's almost become a fixture at fight nights across Melbourne.
Very much like us. But, back to centering in the Mark unloading with some body rips.
Yeah, nice left jab there by Mark. Straight flush on the chin of Roberto.
See, he's waiting for it again. Don't just throw it, feint it first.
Bit of a contrast in the crowd too, John. At the end of that third round, the crowd was really starting to get up on their feet. And just sort of settled back, watching it all, taking it all in there, watching both these boys.
Come on. Yes, good. Let him counter punch it. That's better.
Yeah, both boys still standing there toe to toe. Neither fighter really backing away from each other. They're prepared to slug it out there in centre ring, which is good to see. It's just a spectacle and marvellous to watch.
Yes, that's better. All the time. Let him be first. Let him go first. Yes, that's it. That's better. Now you're boxing smart. Like that all the time. Like that all the time. Keep your left up. Push up back to this side. Move. Yeah, better. Keep him pressing. Spin off. Don't stay there. Keep him pressing. Wait. Go on. Wait. Don't know. Wait. Yes, that's better.
Nicely hooked by Mark Quan.
Wait. Good. Move.
He seems to have gotten over that knockdown in the third round where he scored the 8 count against him. He seems to have recovered from that now and is just focusing on the task at hand.
Wait. Hands up.
Yeah, I really think he needs an 8 count of his own to even the scorecards, Johnny, at this stage.
Yeah, I think Roberto's been a little bit more active.
No. Keep your elbows in.
Right! That again, not back.
Come on, breathe. Punch fast now. Start punching fast. Good.
Going for that big overhand right again.
Good. Now move.
Good body rip there from Mark.
Yeah, he put that punch away for about a round and a half, and we really didn't see much of it. But obviously he's going for the knockout punch again.
Right! Come on, go back.
This is much better. Hands up. Keep boxing in. Move now. Just keep moving left and right. Come on.
Roberto's corner very, very vocal, just calling continual instructions out to their fighter.
Wait, Connie, wait.
Round 6.
Another stare down there at the end of round 6, John, which is good to see a bit of that.
I would love a bit of a stare down in centre ring.
Sandala, Philippines.
Nice straight body rip there from Mark.
Roberto, keep punching, Roberto.
Tight.
And then he try up. Roll on him. Punch.
Right! That again, right back.
Interestingly, John, just noticed quite a few times in the clinches they go to break, Roberto just putting his hands up under the neck of Mark Quan, just sort of pushing him away, which will wear him down a bit.
Get your elbows in.
Both holding.
Elbow hands in. Take that. Wait. That's it. Don't move.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of fighters holding on to each other, Johnny. I really think it ruins the spectacle. But seen a little bit of it in the last couple of rounds, but this is what we prefer to see, both boys standing there toe to toe, just trading punches.
Wait, hands up. Good shot.
Ducking and weaving by Roberto there. But underneath a big overhand right by Mark.
Yeah. I think the difference too, John, we do a lot of commentary for a lot of other fight sports, and I know we've mentioned this on the odd occasion, the Muay Thai and certainly in the clinch, the guys are a lot busier. They're using, they've got different weapons. They use their knees and their elbows, whereas these boys just sort of hang on and wait for the break. So it's a different fighting out, where the boys are just using their hands here.
Nice uppercut by Mark. As Roberto ducked his head, Johnny. Oh no.
And there you go, Johnny, you've called it a bit of a head cut there.
I think it's going like the head, so the last deep cut. How long at the end of the round?
A lot of blood streaming from that cut of Mark Quan, Johnny, but it looks like it's on the top of the head, which would lead me to believe it was from an accidental clash.
You don't sort of want it. You can go on for a few seconds if you like, directly.
No, stop it. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Position of Big Lewis. Talking with Mark Palmer.
There you go, Johnny. An accidental head clash, and they've had to stop this fight for the safety of the fighter.
So Dr. Peter Lewis had a good long hard look at that cut, Johnny.
Yeah, he did. Looked like he was saying it was a fairly deep gash, and just from what we can see, that was like a fairly deep gash.
To determine who was the new champion.
Well over the halfway mark in his title fight, so we're just going to let it go to the judges' scorecard.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Australian Super Bantamweight Championship fight, stopped in round 7 because of injury. Judge Alan McCall had it 57-56 blue corner. Judge Ignatius Miscellatus, he had it the other way, 57-56 red corner. The final card, Judge Brett McCormick, he had it 58-56. Your new split points winner comes from the blue corner, Roberto Lerio.
There you go, John. A very happy Roberto Lerio taking away the title on this occasion. It got stopped a little bit short because of the accidental head clash, but it went to the judges' scorecards.
Yeah, only a couple of points in it either way, Johnny, which...
split point decision. I was a little bit... didn't quite agree with the scorecard and the points to the red corner, but anyway. Favourite and my favourite, the Heath Ellis.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we get rolling in this bout, would you congratulate for the 22nd time voted Victoria's Trainer of the Year for 2008, Heath Ellis. Congratulations. Big round of applause for Heath Ellis. 22 times he's been Victoria's Champion Trainer of the Year. 12 rounds of boxing on a big fight night at Darebin Stadium. This is for the IBF Pan-Pacific Welterweight Championship. When the bell tolls for the first of 12 rounds of boxing, your man in charge of the action, proudly wearing the International Boxing Federation top, Mr. Ignatius Miscellatus. Here we go. Introducing in the blue corner, hailing from Thongthai, Thailand, with the incorrigible Mr. Tassanui in the corner. He's 23 years of age. He's had 23 professional bouts, 15 wins, 8 losses, 5 wins coming by way of knockout at 67.50 kilograms. Blue trunks with white piping. Would you welcome Thailand's Payachai Sithparadorm. Sithparadorm. And across the ring in the red corner with Tim Bell, Johnny Brock Ellis, and Keith Ellis in the corner. Ladies and gentlemen from Greenvale, ranked number 2 world of boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, managed by Eliodora. 10 fights, 8 wins, 1 draw at 65.70 kilograms. Mauve trunks with lime blue. Ladies and gentlemen, the reigning and defending IBF Pan-Pacific Welterweight Champion, the Heath Ellis.
Too strong.
Here we go.
Here we go, John. The IBF Pan-Pac welterweight title on the line, currently held by Heath Ellis, taking on Payachai Sithparadorm from Thailand with 22 fights under his belt. Mate, looking forward to these left body rips of the Heath. He's just a sensational young fighter.
Oh, he is excitement plus, Johnny. Absolutely one of our favourites. Personally, one of mine. He is the future of boxing in Victoria. This young man, he just brings excitement to centre ring, and Johnny, the heat is on.
Oh, mate, don't you worry about that. And from we don't need to talk up the name Ellis, but Keith's just been recognised again as the 22nd time the Victorian Trainer of the Year, and he's in good hands, young Heath, and he had Tiger Tim Bell in his corner as well. Let's not take anything away from the Ty. The Ty's had 22 fights against Heath's 10, but Heath holds the strap, and he'll be looking to retain it.
Trying to work that looping overhand left.
Fighting out of the southpaw stance. Payachai from Sonchai up in northern Thailand there. You can see Heath already setting up that big left body rip. This one's over 12 rounds, John, for the IBF Pan Pacific welterweight title. Title defence there from Heath, putting it on the line against an international opponent.
Yeah, both boxers just trying to find their range at the moment. We can hear the corner already yelling to Heath to double up on the punches.
A bit of a late punch there from Heath while Payachai was down, had one knee down on the canvas. Referee Nashich just giving a bit of a warning there. And both fighters just touching gloves, acknowledging that. Good evasive skills there from there.
Good solid punches there by Heath Ellis. Interesting defensive tactic is employed. Johnny's just dropping that left hand down almost beside his leg and occasionally picking his guard back up nice and tight, but interesting. Yeah. Fighting very much side on in his stance as well.
Might be a bit of a ploy against the southpaw, John. Just not unusual to see the Thais fighting out of the southpaw stance. And the Thais also got a very, very wide stance and very low stance at times as well. It's almost like he's keeping that left very wide open and just parrying away the lead hand of Payachai. Oh, big ducking combination there from Heath. Just followed up with the big overhand right. Probably unsettled Payachai a little bit there.
Big looping left hand by Heath Ellis.
Oh, nice tight right in there. He's dropping his head a bit. I want to keep his head up a little bit higher. Heath's just taunting him a little bit at the moment, coming in with his hands down low and...
Yeah, it was almost just teasing the Thai with that left hand of his. Tapping his glove, perhaps just working his range out, and then...
The Thai just smiles at him, which is typical of the Thais. They just smile as if to say, well, that didn't hurt me. Nice body rip followed up by the big left hook there from the Heath. Big loop and overhand left there again from Heath. You can hear through the effects microphones on the Heath's corners just calling out in the body. We've seen what damage you can inflict with those body rips. Good straight left there from Payachai to the midsection of Heath.
Round 2.
Interesting round 2 there, John. Just
Seconds out. Round 3.
Not really
Come on, let's get Heath into this championship fight.
Admittedly, this one's over 12 rounds, Johnny, so the boys won't want to be spending all their energy early on in the fight. Big left hook there by Heath Ellis.
I don't think we've seen an Australian fighter in a long time, John, fighting out of orthodox stance with such a big left as what Heath has in his arsenal. Both boys seem to be just parrying each other's, they're just feeling each other out with their lead hand, and they just seem to be parrying each other away, just sort of setting up for a big shot.
Right in front of you, Heath. Straight down the middle. Step up twice. Straight right in.
A couple of short little punches there by Heath Ellis as the Thai's hanging on.
Heath just seems content at this stage just to come in with his lead hand up and just gets in nice and low, looking to set up those body rips. Like referee Ignatius Misleadis there, just giving a bit of a warning there to Heath about holding on.
Let it go, boys. Let it go. It's looking tight. All
You can see Heath there just moving, looking like he was loading up there for a right hand, John. He just had that left hand out, just finding his range, looked like he had that right hand cocked, just ready to go.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm just waiting for that big punch to connect nice and sweetly, John. I think it's coming.
Yeah, I think we can see Heath looking to set that up. Young Payachai, Sithparadorm is sitting there thinking, okay, I might be fighting against a less experienced fighter here, but this kid packs a punch, and look at the fact that he holds the IBF Mayhem title. He knows that he's got what it takes.
Keep punching.
What's that corner?
Step back and in again. Short, straight, right hand. Back again, step back and in again. Short, straight, right hand. Beating them. Straight and short, 2 steps, get in there. Yeah, throw that right hand to the bottom.
I'd like to see Heath just switch into southpaw stance, just to take it up the tyre a bit and see if it unsettles the tyre.
Change, no more ducking, stay up straight.
It's good evasion work by Payachai so far. He's just managed to evade all of Heath's big punches, really. Just asleep once again there on the BWS logo. Big looping left hand by Heath Ellis.
The referee Ignatius mislead, he's just breaking the rules of the game. Oh, big slapping left there from Heath. When you can hear that through the effects microphone, John, but you can hear Keith saying, nice straight right hand, but don't telegraph it. And I think we can see from here, John, he's looking like he's setting up for it.
Payachai once again drops to his knees, but I think Ignatius Missalidis is going to give him an 8 count, Johnny.
No, I think he might have caught him with a left body rip there, John. I had a glance away, but I think he might have caught him with a nice left body rip there.
Yeah, well, we've seen him drop to his knees a couple of times in the last few seconds.
Yeah, he's in for the kill now, mate.
He looks like a man on a mission. As there he goes once again, drops to one knee. As Ignatius applies another 8 count.
Yeah, he's coming out for the kill now, mate. He wants to retain that IBF Pan Pacific welterweight title.
Oh, the heat is on, Johnny, and Ignatius Missalidis stops the fight.
He's waved it off in the 4th round, Johnny. Just an impressive display there from Heath for Heath Ellis, retaining his IBF Pan Pac welterweight title.
Well, a testament to the punching power of Heath Ellis.
No, mate, the boy's he's a demolition machine. You can see he just sets up his combinations so well, and as we said earlier, his left body rips and his left punches just got so much power behind him.
Chubba Reid, will you come down, please? Thank you, Chubba.
Chopper, come here, Frankie. Get on the other side, mate.
Oh, we have Chopper Reid in centre ring, Johnny.
Yeah, get him warmed up, please.
Yeah, no one's going to argue with Chop Chop.
Thank you, Damien.
We said earlier, John, a lot of celebrities in the crowd tonight.
The time, official time, 2 minutes, 59 seconds into round 4. Referee Ignatius Missalidis stopped the contest, which you congratulate. And still, the IBF Pan Pacific welterweight champion, the Heath Ellis.
There you go, Johnny. Another emphatic performance there from Heath the Heat Ellis.
Take away, Chopper and Ray, take away.
Very serious looking Chopper Reid in centre ring too, Johnny.
The babyface assassin, Ianazzo. This bout has been sanctioned by the Professional Boxing and Combat Sports Board of Victoria and ringside Commissioner Scott Brower. Analysing the numbers, Dean Lapis and Brett Ostler. Your judges for this championship fight, Brett McCormick, Alan McCall, Andrew Campbell. In time given the bell, Damien Membry. Ladies and gentlemen, the IBF Pan Pacific Youth Super Bantamweight Championship fight. 10 rounds of scheduled journey. When the bell tolls, your man in charge of center ring, Ignatius Miscellaneous. Here we go. Introducing first in the blue corner with Mr. Tassanui, making his debut in Australia. He's fought in Tokyo and Osaka, Japan, and in Jakarta, Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, at 20 years of age, 26 fights, 17 wins, 4 by knockout. At 55.50 kilograms, red trunks with white piping. We welcome Thailand's Thongthai Rajanondh. And across the ring in the red corner with Keith Ellis and Tim Bell, Tiger Tim Bell. From St Albans, Taylor States. Ladies and gentlemen, he's an unbeaten national junior featherweight champion. Not putting that title on the line tonight. 9 bouts, 9 wins. Managed by Lerio. Ladies and gentlemen, he's only 20 years of age, same age as his opponent. Ladies and gentlemen, 55.05 kilograms, the reigning and defending IBF Pan Pacific Youth Super Bantamweight Champion. Blue on blue, the babyface assassin, Daniel Iannazzo.
There we go, Johnny. This will be an action-packed fight. The Super Bantamweight, the IBF Pan Pac Youth title on the line here. Daniel Iannazzo, trained by Keith Ellis, taking on Thongchai Rajanondh from Thailand with 26 fights under his belt, taking on Daniel with 9 fights. But we've seen Daniel, a very impressive young fighter out of the Ellis stables.
Yes, we commentated his last fight in September, Johnny, and he's in the same league as Heath Ellis, you know, young and full of skill and technique, and really the future of Victorian boxing. And just so exciting to watch these young men.
No, without doubt, and proud father Peter Iannazzo putting on the promotion tonight will be no doubt taking his eyes off the promotion tonight and watching his boy fighting for the title.
It's always great to see our homegrown boxers taking on international opponents.
No, you can't say that they're setting him up for easy fights when they're bringing in the best from overseas. And both boys only 20 years of age, but certainly have plenty of experience in the ring. Thongthai's had 26 fights, Daniel's had 9.
Let's work inside, boys.
Certainly a height and reach advantage there to Daniel. And Ty just acknowledged that he got caught there.
Yeah, nice left body whip by Daniel early on here in the first round. Follows up once again.
But a funny feeling, John, this one might go the same way as the last one. Daniel's already looking very sharp. Both boys weighing in 55 and 55.5 kilos respectively. Skills there from Thongthai. Oh, good straight right there. Daniel just looking very composed, just sort of walking around the ring, letting the Thai follow him around.
Yeah, a bit of a contrast in styles here. This is a bit like what we saw earlier on this evening with Chris Myers and Steve Maxwell. Thai pretty much straight up and down.
Yep.
Whereas Daniel, prepared to dance around the ring on the balls of his feet.
Good right hand there from Thongthai.
Right, stand back, stand back. Box.
Lên mặt khóa đi đi, Thongthai. Một khóa đây.
Right, stand back, stand back. Box.
Big right hand.
Right. Work inside.
In Daniel.
Box.
Daniel's got a few inches in height on his opponent, Johnny. It'll be interesting to see whether that's any serious advantage to him in terms of reach, or perhaps just coming over the top.
Yeah, no, certainly got a distinct height advantage there.
Box. Wipe the corner. Wipe that corner. Break. Top on, top on, top on. Break. Come. Break. You step back, okay? Box. Down. Break.
Just saw Daniel there trying to come over the top there with the right hook, Johnny.
Good body.
Good work. Nice left hook straight onto the chin of the Thai.
I'll tell you what, when you've got, I know he's in a different weight category, but when you've got boys like that you can spar with, Johnny, it's quite obvious coming out of the Ellis stable that these boys are very proficient with their left side.
Jab his chest. Jab his chest. Come back with the right hand every time you throw. You've got to catch him.
Another good left there from Danny. Big exchange there, lefts and rights from both boys.
He's no slouch, Thongthai, from what I've seen so far, Johnny. He's won a couple of good shots and he's still standing there in centre ring.
Yeah, he's had 26 fights, John, for 17 wins, so he's he knows what it's all about. Whether he's come up against someone of Daniel's calibre at this stage, well, we're unsure of, but he's certainly holding his own.
Break. No punch, no punch. Take a step back. Box.
Good work to the body by Daniel.
Another good left body rip. He drops his weight down really well and comes in nice and low.
Yeah, good ducking and weaving by Daniel. He's just gone underneath a couple of good punches there by Thongthai. Oh, straight left by Daniel.
1-2, Danny. 1-2, same time, same time.
Break. When you're missing a punch, what's the elbow in there? Box.
Don't need to rest. You're too fit. Work, mate. Too smart.
Break. Come on. We're going to work inside, boys. Let's work inside. Box.
Good combinations there from Daniel.
He's doing well to evade Sonchai's shots so far, Johnny.
I was just going to say, John, the tie's just not connecting with a lot at the moment.
No, he's just either not finding his range or just Daniel's too good in evading.
What a good round, come on!
Yeah, Daniel just showing a lot more composure there and certainly scoring very effectively.
You enjoying yourself? Good.
Once again, Johnny, the lovely ring girls coming in and out of the ring. Certainly a highlight of the night.
Hard right down.
Glad that you're focusing on the ring girls, John, because I'm focusing on the corner and what they're saying to their fighters.
That must be great work.
We're going to draw the lucky prize winner. Break every now and then.
What a great club signed by the babyface assassin, Iannazzo, Heath, Ellis and Johnny, Two Guns Walker. We'll draw the lucky ticket, whether it be purple or orange or another colour. Seconds out.
But again, another great crowd here tonight for Ianazzo and El Toro promotions.
Yeah, the Darebin Sports Centre is filled up very nicely, Johnny. We're almost at capacity here. You can hardly see a spare seat ringside, that's for sure.
And it's great to see a lot of corporate support here. With plenty of corporate tables sold out by Peter. So no doubt if you want to get your sponsorship in and get your corporate tables in, you need to get in early for 2009 because it just keeps getting bigger and better as each promotion goes on.
And it's great to see the famous author and artist Chopper Reed ringside as well.
Author, artist, comedian,
Step back.
been there, done it all. Back to centering down Daniel again, just using his handiwork, and the Thai's really struggling to find his range.
To your right, Danny, move to your right. Shorten that up a bit. Down.
Ducking and weaving once again by Daniel. The Thai just smiles at him as if to say, what do I have to do to hit you?
Don't hold, Danny, quick. Break! Don't hold, okay? Box.
Good body rips there from both boys.
Tempted uppercut by Daniel.
It's work.
He now
Box,
starts
box,
to work
box.
short punches to the body.
Tell you what, with Daniel's height advantage, if he drops down and brings that uppercut up, mate, it's going to be coming up from the nice and low, and it's going to take the Thai's head off.
Get him free. Work inside. Break!
Thai's not looking phased though. He's Thongthai, he's just stalking Daniel around the ring.
Alright, that's your first warning for holding, okay? Box.
He's looping left there from Daniel.
Break!
Didn't quite
Don't
hit
punch,
the
don't
mark.
punch. Box. Break! Don't punch, boy. Don't punch.
Oh, nice 3-4 punch combination by Daniel. This is good work.
Thai just stood there and took it and gave a few back as well, but Daniel's certainly
Break! Don't punch, boy. Don't
certainly
punch.
controlling this.
Daniel now just trying to work the jab in between the guard and the Thai, which is very unusual, Johnny. He's got that left hand almost down on his knee.
Break! Don't punch, boys. Don't punch. Box.
Ooh, power punching. The Thai just shakes his head, which means, yep, thank you very much, you got me.
Caught me flush, but they just smile it off.
Box.
Good end to the round there for
Yeah, good round from
Daniel.
Daniel, that one.
Mr. President, Mr. President.
So the IBF Pampas Youth Super Bantamweight title on the line for this one. Daniel defending his title.
Triple IBF champions after this fight. Dr. Peter Lewis, our ringside physician, has an important message for you after this fight. You will step up in the centre ring.
Yes, it's round 4, John.
I didn't notice. It's concentrating on the fights in between rounds.
What are we doing? Right hand, left hand, right hand.
Seconds out, round 4.
Come on, wipe the floor. Box.
Daniel just unloading early in this round. Some really good combinations in close and tight. He's looking to set up with that uppercut, John. I'll tell you what, if one of those connects, the Thongthai is really going to know he's been in the ring with Daniel.
Break! Don't punch, boy. Don't punch. Don't punch. Let's work inside. Come on.
It's a good tactic by Daniel, Johnny. We see the Thai almost leaning forward, setting himself up or inviting the uppercut, and sooner or later he's going to connect with one of those.
The Thai's caught Daniel twice, so just as Daniel's come in the last two combinations, he's caught him with a nice tight left as he's been coming in both times.
Break! Come on. When I say break, no punch. Okay? Box.
come on, boys. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Take a step back.
Once again, we saw Daniel just missing the mark with that uppercut.
Daniel's just using his height advantage to his advantage. He's keeping the tie at bay, and the tie's really struggling to score, whereas Daniel's able to score at range because he's got that range.
Come on, boys. We're going to work inside. We're going to box inside. Box.
Big right hook by Daniel. The tie just hasn't found his rhythm, Johnny.
Second time. The first warning. Don't punch after break, okay?
Looking like he was just giving a warning there to the tie.
Don't push. Let's work. Let's work. Box, Dong, box. Break. Come on. Sorry.
Nice big right hook by the tie there.
Both boys just exchanging in the clinch.
Don't waste your energy in there, Danny.
Good right there from Daniel over the top.
Thongchai just counters back with the right hook of his own.
Let go, Daniel. Box inside. Box.
20 to go, Danny. 20 to go.
Yes, John, the tie, he hasn't quite found his range. He's missing consistently, which is, credit to Daniel as well. He's working the range well and not letting the tie score on him. Good exchange there from both boys, and the referee Ignatius, you can see he had to jump in the middle of that one, John, otherwise it was going to keep going.
Some words exchanged there, both boys wanted to continue on after the bell sounded.
Con and Mick, Michael and Constantine. Constantine and Michael, thank you for being here this evening. Go the Blues.
Certainly working very well in this one, John. At this
We're in
stage.
IBF Championship
Well ahead on the points at this stage. We've got 2 fights to go. We've got George Longinidis taking on Anont, Donpradith from Thailand, and then our main event, Johnny Walker versus Sonchai, Chinlum. So we've got an action-packed night here tonight from El Toro Promotions. Once again, as we've said, John, a great night put on by Peter Iannazzo tonight.
Yeah, and a bit of variety tonight, Johnny. Coming up next, a kickboxing bout to be fought under K1 rules.
Yes, which you don't see too often on the boxing events, but great to see Peter mixing up the card, and the Longinidis name certainly well known.
Yes, and a credit to Peter Iannazzo of the Fighting Bulls. We're putting a bit of variety on the show tonight, mixing up the different styles.
Yeah, we've got the Ellises on the card and the Longinidis, so they don't get much bigger than names like that. And then topped off with Johnny Walker, mate. That's a worldwide, very famous name. But anyway, back to this IBF Pan Pacific Youth Super Bantamweight title bout. Ty just looking like he's trying some different tactics at the moment, just ducking and weaving a bit.
Don't punch.
I really think he wanted to change his game plan here in the 5th round, Johnny. Whatever he's tried so far for the first 4 rounds really
Come on, boys.
hasn't worked very much in his favour.
Now, throw caution to the wind, John. He's come over from Thailand. He's got 26 fights under his belt. There's a title on the line. Daniel's certainly outplaying him at this stage, so throw caution to the wind and come out all guns blazing. Good right hand there from Daniel, caught Thongthai flush.
Yeah, he did well to set that up with a nice left jab too, Johnny.
Don't hold, Daniel. Let's work. Box.
Ty just hanging on once again.
We've got to work inside. Break! Don't punch, boy. Don't punch. Box, Tom, box.
Good work to the body by Daniel in the clinch.
Let's work, Tom, box. Break!
Ducks underneath Ty's punches once again.
tell you what, considering the Thais are getting on the inside a fair bit, Daniel's just done such a great job in just keeping out of his range as well, ducking and weaving. Hasn't let the Thais score on him that much at all.
Right, let him go, let him go, let him go. Let him go.
Stand back and jab, Danny.
Break! Break, when you say break, no punch, hit. Push it back and hit. Go. Fox.
I said, John, the Thai really just needs to unload, and he's got nothing to lose here and everything to gain, so he may as well just
throw caution to the wind, John.
Yep, that's it, mate. Just let it all hang out. It's all on the line.
Nice body rip by Thongthai. Follows up with another one. 2 good punches.
Accept the warning. Don't punch after break, okay?
Referee Ignatius Misleading just warning the Thai there again. The Thai starting to, maybe he's listened to us from our commentary position, John. He's decided to step it up a little bit.
We've revved him up. He's just come out of the clinch and another 2 left body rips to Daniel. Better round that one for Thongthai.
Yeah, I still think Daniel's well ahead on the scorecard, but look, the Thai really needs to step it up.
Thank you. Seconds out. Round 6.
Watch the corner, watch the corner. Box.
So round 16, Daniel just come out again. Some good combinations, some good body rips.
Let's work. Back.
You're not scoring in there, Danny. Here we go. Right up. In and out, mate. Get out of there.
Box inside, Tom. Box. Come on, Daniel. Watch your heads. Box. Let's work. Come on, Tom. Box. Work in there, Daniel. Strong box.
A couple of upcuts by Thongthai in the clinch. Daniel comes back with one of his own, followed up by a left body rip.
You can see just then they were in that corner, and Tiger Tim Bell was just leaning in, giving some instruction there to Daniel.
Break! Come on, boys. Come on, let it go. Let it go.
Ty's looking like he's stepping it up a little bit now, Johnny. Maybe he's taking a bit of our advice. Through our interpreters into the corner and deciding to step it up a bit. He's really got to bring it home here.
Break! Don't punch, boys. Don't punch. Let go. Let go. Let go. Break! Come on.
Hands up, Daniel. Let's use your reach a bit long. Come along.
Break! Come on, boys. Let's work inside. Daniel, watch your head. Watch your head. Dick, you hit him. Box.
Move.
Box, Tom. Box. Box, Tom.
Just jab and move.
Let's work. Don't hold, Daniel. Let's work. Box, Tom. Break! Come on, boys. Little work.
Yeah, referee Ignatius Misleading's been a lot busier in this fight, Johnny, having to break the boys up on many occasions so far.
Yeah, they're not. As you know, saying to them, boxing the clinch, box, keep working. They've got to keep it working.
Daniel, don't hold. Let's work. Let's work.
But he's encouraging to both fighters as well, which is good to see.
Don't hold, Daniel. Don't hold.
Good right there is breaking the clinch there from front of the
Follows up with another one.
Break! Let it go, boys. Let it go.
We saw in our first fight of this evening, Steve Gillingham. He was always busy in the clinch, John, even though they might have tied up, holding on to each other. He was just throwing the short punches into the ribs.
Yeah, just continually peppering away at the rib cage when he was in the clinch, which is can just wear your opponent down over time.
Let's work inside. Box on, box. Break! Let go, let go. Let go. Let go, boys. Come on, let go. Break! Let go.
It's a little bit of fatigue starting to set in now.
Number warning after break, okay?
You see both boys holding on in the clinch.
The referee Ignatius Misleading just giving another warning there to the time. Daniel's come out all guns blazing towards the end of this sixth round. So action. Be interesting to see the Thai comes out even harder. He came out hard in the sixth round. Be interesting to see how he comes out in the seventh round.
Come on, Daniel. Box. Break! Come on, boys. We've got to get busy inside.
Crowd's been a lot more vocal now, Johnny, here in the seventh. Obviously, all the local support for Daniel. Oh, good work by Daniel. 2-3 punch combination.
Ty just continually walks forward though. He's not taking a backward step. They don't know how to take a backward step.
No, he's a tough boy. I'll give him credit.
Hey, don't punch, boys. Don't punch. Look on, look on.
As you said, John, the crowd's starting to get right behind Daniel here towards the 7th round of the, heading towards the end of the fight, but also towards the end of the night as well. So they're a little bit more lubricated as what they were at the start of the night as well, John, which normally brings out a little bit more vocal support for you. But it's great to see the supporters getting behind you.
Box, Tom, box.
It'd be very hard for the Thais coming from overseas. Apart from Quon, they probably wouldn't have a lot of following, so it's always hard fighting when you're the away team.
Well, that's to be expected when you're fighting in a foreign country, to be honest. But it all adds to the atmosphere and just spurs along the local boys.
But one thing's for sure, though, Johnny, the overseas fighters, they come to fight. You don't bring them over just to get in the ring and have a bit of a feeling out process with our boys. They all come here to fight.
Yeah, and it's a credit to the matchmaking this evening. We've seen high calibre opponents coming out of Tassanui's gym.
Box, Tom. Come on, Daniel, work inside. Break! Come on, boys, we've got to work inside. Break! Come on, Daniel! Break! Now punch, boys.
The relations in centre ring, come on. It's championship time in centre ring.
Oh, big right hand there from the Thais. Daniel's coming ahead. He's his guard down low.
Yeah, interesting tactic there by Thongthai. He's ducking and weaving and he just waited for Daniel to come in to unload with a nice right hand. But unfortunately, we haven't really seen Thongthai put together any punch combinations of significance.
No, Daniel's certainly fought a very clever fight. You can see he's got Thongthai up against the ropes. He's pushing him back a little bit just to make a bit of range so we can unload from a good range.
Once again holds on.
On the bell round 7.
A bit of trash talking towards the end of the 7th round there.
Pointing at his chin.
Darebin number 2 opening championship night. Let's turn our attention back to the real fight in centre ring.
To Daniel.
While they're fighting, if it's winning, you can tell them to win every round. If they're over that side.
Seconds out, round 8.
Come on, boys. Clean the corner, Clean the corner. Bucks. Don't hold, Daniel. Break! Don't punch, boys. Don't punch. Don't punch. Don't punch. Come on, boys. Come on, boys.
Like a bit of aggro creeping into the fight there, John. Just both boys not looking like they wanted to separate too much there in the clinch.
Third hold, mate. The third hold. Third hold, number 1, inch hold, take the point off.
I think both boys have been warned a few times for holding in the clinch.
Yeah, Ignatius Missalidis now just threatening the boys to deduct the point if they continue to hold.
No, break! Break, boys, don't punch.
Hands up!
Good body rip there from Daniel.
Break! Don't punch, boys, don't punch. Watch your heads. Watch your head, Robert.
Good style of punch, we could hear that from our commentary position.
Followed up another good body rip there from Daniel.
Don't punch.
That's it, Danny. Straight back on him. 6.
Watch your head in there.
Starting to get a little bit sloppy now, John. They're locking up in the clinch a lot more now, but Daniel's certainly working. Each time they're into the clinch, Daniel's certainly working. The Thais is not throwing anything in the clinch.
Yeah, he's definitely been the busier of both boxers so far.
Don't hold, Daniel. Box, box. Box, Daniel.
We see the Thai just putting his arms up, not even attempting to throw a punch in the clinch, whereas Daniel doing the right thing, just peppering away at the rib cage.
Come here, boys. You're holding there. One more warning for you. You've got no more warning. You understand? No more holding.
Ignatius just giving another warning there. I think I could hear him say no more warning for Daniel and one more to the tie.
Right! No. What's the back of the head when he's in? Right? What's the back? Box. Right!
Yeah, the tie looking Thongthai just hanging on
Two
now.
warnings now for holding. Understand? Two. Box. Right! Let go, boys. Let go.
Good trade of combinations there from both boys.
Right! No.
Bang his body when he's not worried.
Let go. Break! Let go, boys. Let go.
Daniel's certainly looking to be the aggressor in this 8th round.
Right! Okay, that's 3. 3 times you hold. Understand? 3 times. Not more.
Just interesting to see when is Ignatius Missaliti's patience going to run out, Johnny.
Yeah, he's continually warning both fighters, I'm holding in the clinch. And sooner or later, out of frustration, he might take a point off someone. But the tie certainly this round has been hanging on a lot more.
Stop! It's attention on the back. Watch the back here. No more warnings, okay?
Round 8.
End of the 8th round, John. I think 2 more to go.
Round 9 seconds out. Round 9.
Watch the corner.
Getting towards the business end of it, the IBF Pan Pacific Youth Super Bantamweight title on the line. Daniel Iannazzo defending his title.
Watch your back. Go, boys. Let go. Watch your elbow when you come in.
Yeah, good body rip by Daniel. Thongthai just shakes his head.
Let go, boys. Let go. Let go.
He's certainly not taking a backward step. Thongthai just standing there taking everything Daniel's throwing at him.
Yeah, well, he definitely can take a punch, Johnny.
Let go, boys.
I don't think he's done anything to trouble the judges at this stage, but he's certainly he's making Daniel earn his points.
Let go. Okay. Stop. 1 point off. 1 point off for holding. 1 point off.
Here we go. 1 point off. Sonchai for holding. It's
well, it was coming. He resumed here in the 9th round, just where we left off in the 8th, and hopefully that'll bring the point home to let go.
Thongchai just sort of looked to his corner as if to say, "What was that for?" He's certainly been warned enough.
Well, we can see the instructions from here as both boys now start to unload.
Box Daniel. Work. Break. Let it go.
Daniel's thrown absolutely everything at Thongchai, but he's just not phased at all whatsoever. The tie is just continually coming forward.
Break.
And he's taken absolutely everything that Daniel's thrown at him, but at this stage hasn't phased him, hasn't looked like wobbling him at any point throughout the 9 rounds.
That was a strong right hook by Daniel, just hit him flush on the side of the head, Johnny, but the tie just bounces back.
Don't punch. Let go. Break. Don't punch, boy. Don't punch. Let it go. Quick. Break! No, you're holding. 1 point off for Daniel holding. 1 point off for holding.
There we go. We've even the ledger in this 9th round with a point off Daniel there for holding. Both look. That's probably fair enough, John. Both boys have been warned plenty of times throughout the fight. But Daniel's come out all guns blazing. I thought, well, he's going to take that point off and he's going to earn it back again.
Yeah, well, exactly. His advantage just went out the window.
So I think Daniel's still well ahead on the scorecard, but you don't like to see points.
1 point off for holding.
Another point off the tie for holding.
1 point off for holding. 1 point off for holding. Don't hold again. You lose the fight. Box.
But really, John, the tie hasn't shown anything that's bothered Daniel throughout the night. He hasn't been rocked by anything Daniel's got, but he hasn't given anything back that's really worried Daniel. Daniel's height and reach advantage has certainly been.
1 point off for hitting after the break. 1 point off after the break.
There we go. He's taken a point off for a late blow.
That's 3 points off the tie in the round, so it's at a 9-7 round. And the 10-point must system, but a point off Daniel as well.
Round 9.
That was for hitting after the break. That was hitting after the break.
One thing I enjoy, John, about the fights, I don't know whether I've mentioned this earlier, but the longer the fights go, the more rounds there are, the more wins there, the longer the ring gets.
Is this the last round?
Seconds out, 10th and final round.
10th and final round, Johnny, the IBF Pan Pacific Youth Super Bantamweight title on the line. I think at this stage, unless we see a knockout of the tie, it's going to firmly stay fans around Daniel Iannazzo's waist, and Daniel's coming out all guns blazing in this 10th and final round.
Well, this is what we'd expect to see, Johnny. It's the final round. Although Daniel must know that he's significantly ahead, it looks like he just wants to make it certain here.
It's work, man.
To be honest, I would have expected Thongthai to come out all guns blazing, considering how many points he lost in the 9th.
Yeah, it's been I can't think of the last time I've seen 3 points taken off in one round.
Don't punch, boys.
Referee Ignatius misled. He certainly had his hands full in this fight. Good body there from Thongthai.
Again. 1 point off for holding. 1 point off for holding. 1 point off for holding. Don't hold.
There's another point deducted from Daniel.
Don't punch.
I think that's 6 altogether now, is it, Johnny?
I'm starting to lose count. I hope the judges are keeping score on how many points are being taken off in this fight. But I don't think it's enough to affect Daniel. I think it's 2 to Daniel now and 3 to Thongchai, but I don't think it's going to affect the scorecard too much. Daniel certainly outpointed Thongchai in almost every round throughout the fight.
Box Daniel, box Daniel.
He's got a little bit sloppy in these latter rounds.
Don't punch.
So the toe just keeps coming forward. Doesn't matter what Daniel throws at him, he just keeps walking forward.
Well, he's almost jogging up to Daniel before that exchange.
It's work inside.
Work to the body by Thongthai there up against the ropes. Although I dare say I think he's left his run a little bit too late, Johnny.
Yeah, look, he needs a knockout to bring this home, John. I just can't see it happening. He hasn't really bothered Daniel. He's thrown all night. Jumping left there from Daniel, missed the mark.
Not all day.
50 seconds, Danny, 50 seconds,
You can hear Daniel's corner calling out for 50 seconds to go.
Let go.
Big body shot, big right rib, Danny.
Don't punch.
Jab, right rib.
Let go.
Both boys 20 years of age, John, put on a great display. 10 rounds for the IBF Pan Pac title. 10 seconds to go, you can hear the corner calling out.
Box Daniel.
There you go, John. Towards the end of it, a bit of a sloppy fight towards the end, but certainly Daniel's certainly done enough to retain his title there.
Louis Minetti and Ray Winkley to go up for the presentation.
To hear how the judges have scored this one after the many point deductions, Johnny. We wait their decision.
I think we'll see it staying in the red corner, Johnny, but as you said, be interesting
Okay, the championship bell.
How the judges have seen this.
Yes. We're going to talk to referee Ignatius Miscellaneous. Some controversial refereeing in rounds 9 and 10. How about that?
กรรมการตัดแต้มเยอะกันเกินตัดเยอะตัดอะไรเยอะขนาดนี้ผมไม่ได้ทำผมมันก่อนมันจะมาก่อนเราต่อยแล้วthank you Hey, Werner. That made me work.
Thank you, Lockie Austin.
That made me work for that.
Elio, come up, Elio, while we're here.
Hey?
Right, good fight, and some controversial refereeing in a way. I'll talk to Ignatius about that.
Well, thank you, Ianazzo. Once again, seems to be improving each fight. The times are very tough with the Lions at the moment, the top game.
Did right, yep. Okay, we'll just take the championship belt out of the IBF. There's another one. Whereabouts is it? No, that's the belt. That's the one, yeah. Geez, heavyweight. Come over, Louis, come over here. Yep. Ignatius, come across. Thank you, Brett. You both, young men, a big round of applause. They come to center ring for the decision. I think Heath, Ellis will acknowledge he's a very good fighter, that guy from Thailand. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision. Judge Brett McCormick had it 96-89. Judge Alan McCall, 97-88. Judge Andrew Campbell, 98-87. Ladies and gentlemen, would you congratulate? And still, the IBF Pan Pacific Super Bantamweight Champion, Daniel Babyface Assassin, Ianazzo.
Yeah, congratulations to Daniel Iannazzo. No great shocks there, Johnny.
Yeah, no, comprehensive win there to Daniel. That was his 10th straight win, so a very impressive young fighting record for Daniel now. Retaining the IBF Pan Pacific Youth Super Bantamweight title.
Okay, we're going to talk to Daniel. Three cheers for Daniel. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. Okay, Daniel, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Howard. Thanks everyone for coming. Thanks everyone for supporting tonight. Thanks all my family, my friends, my mum, my dad. I want to thank my great corner. We're the best corner in Australia. That's serious. Keep fellas. And my manager, Elio, my father, Dad, Peter, Heath, Andrew, Tim Bell, thank you very much. I want to thank everyone for coming. Thank you very much. We'll be back next year better. Sorry about that fight. That'll shit out.
No need to apologise, Daniel. He was a very good opponent. The referee took points off. Do you feel you were holding, or your opponent was holding those last 2 rounds?
Nah, look, it was a bit of both. My own fault. But I'll work towards it and make sure I don't do it next time.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Okay, the babyface assassin. Daniel Iannazzo.
Something a little bit different tonight. George the Lion Longinidis taking on the Thai champion Anont Donpradith in a kickboxing fight under K1 rules. This should be an interesting fight, this one, John. Seeing the Longinidis name in the ring yet again. George has got an impressive record.
And here comes Stan the Man making his way towards the ring, the absolute legend of kickboxing.
The 16th anniversary, as Peter Lewis said, of his great win over Dennis Alexio, Stan the Man Longinidis. 16 years have flown.
George entering the ring with an entourage fit for a king. Could have said Chopperita in his corner as well. I'm sure he'll be staring down the Thai over on the other side.
Brandon Mark Chopperita stepping in to assist in the red corner.
As our ring announcer Howard Lee mentioned, it's the anniversary of when Stan the Man fought Dennis Alexio.
That infamous fight where Dennis said he broke his leg on the uneven canvas, but we know it was a massive leg kick there from Stan.
Well, we were sitting there ringside, Johnny, and we know the power that was in Stan the Man's leg kicks, and it's the kick that did the damage. Dennis Alexia can dispute it as much as he
5
likes.
rounds of K1 kickboxing. Ellis in the blue corner, 24 years of age, all the way from Bangkok, Thailand. He was a professional Muay Thai record. This is his record. 42 bouts, 31 wins, combining boxing, kickboxing. He is the current #1 ranked cruiserweight in Thailand, standing at 5 of the old measurements, 176 centimetres, weighing already 93 kilograms. Mr. Tassanui in the corner, will you welcome the bone crusher, Donpradith. Donpradith, blue corner. And across the ring from Blackburn, Victoria, training out of Definition Fitness Centre in East Doncaster. He brings to centre ring a perfect and unblemished record, 11 bouts, 11 wins, 7 by way of knockout. He is the current WOKA Commonwealth Heavyweight Champion and the K1 Osaka Super Fight winner. He weighed in an explosive 99 kilograms even. He displays the fight shots of the legendary Stan the Man, his brother, tonight celebrating the 16th anniversary. The day, the night, he destroyed the Terminator, Dennis Alexio. Ladies and gentlemen, proudly sponsored by Big Nick Leverage and Vasily Theodoros. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Australia's greatest ever kickboxing surname. This is the Iron Lion, George Longinidis.
There we go, Johnny. A great following there for George the Iron Lion. Longinidis taking on Anont, Donpradith.
Managed by Ellis, referee's instructions.
Okay, boys. The K1 rule, yeah?
And on the Raj leaving centre ring.
On the leg? You understand all that? You know, understand the K1 rules? Okay? Good luck to you both, okay?
Referee
good
Chris
luck.
Anderson tried to explain the K1 rules to the Thai. I'm not sure he really understood, but I think he was saying that you can't hold the leg. But the Thais, as we know, John, and as Howard was saying, Anont Donpradith has had 42 fights, mainly under Muay Thai fights and a few boxing fights, so he'll be used to grabbing the leg. So I'll be interested to see if he does grab the leg of George as he's kicking. But this is under K1 rules, so very brief clinch, one knee, and then they've got to separate again. No elbows, obviously.
Last three, round one.
But George the Iron Lion coming with an undefeated record of 11 fights, including a super fight win over there at K1 in Osaka a few years back.
As George opens up the first round with a nice high roundhouse kick to the head of Anont.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of power behind that, just finding his range and just showing his flexibility to Anont. The Thai weighing in at 93 kilos and George weighing in touch under 100 at 99.
And I'd say a good 70 of that of those kilograms are in George the Iron Lion's upper body, John. He's just got an absolutely amazing physique. It's quite scary to look at, actually. I think the Thai must be thinking, have a look at this guy, what have I got myself into?
Yeah, they're very well put together. And a fair bit of Sekyant tattoo on the back of the Thai there. One thing you know with the Thais though, John, they're ferocious with their leg kicks, and that's what they're used to. You hear the old stories of them training in kicking banana trees and all that sort of stuff, mate, but just the amount of work they do in the ring and in fighting, they're very strong with their legs, so it'll be a testament to George to see how he stands up to the Thai strength.
I'm impressed by the technique by Anont there, jumping a roundhouse kick very early on here in the first stanza. George once again just flicking up the roundhouse kicks.
One thing the Thai won't be used to, John, this is scheduled for 10 rounds, I think it was, and the Thais wouldn't be used to that. They're used to normally 5 rounds, 3-minute duration, so both boys just taking it easy, feeling each other out. Good slapping round kick there from George. Caught Anont on the inside leg.
Not retaliating with a nice thigh kick of his own.
Good check there.
Round 1.
Much a kicking contest there in the first round, Johnny. Hardly a punch thrown by the fighter.
No leather traded there, John, but just check those last couple of kicks there from George. It looked like he had a bit of a limp going back into the corner.
Sit on the ground if you want. Ice pack on the left shin. Right? Relax. Up here. Stay nice and calm. Alright, no problem. Easy much. I need you to come forward again now. You can start throwing the jab, come forward, double up the jab, push.
Good to see Paris Productions again right in the corner there, getting some good footage of the fighters in each corner, and you might be able to hear some of the effects over the DVD. But if you want to get a copy of the DVD, you can contact Peter Iannazzo at El Toro Promotions or Paris Productions 0428 586 283 for the best videos in the business.
Dare I say that if you're watching this program now, you've already purchased the DVD.
Mate, that's a very, very, very good observation, but for the next ones, you can contact Paris Productions. Anyway, back to round 2. All the Canadians sitting next to me here tonight. Johnny Kev. It's been a long night, John.
A nice high round kick by George.
Just plugging all the supporters there, John. I'm not going to let this one go now.
Yeah, nice work by George. Couple of punch combination and a step up knee.
Yeah, only the one knee allowed in the under K1 rules. Just a bit of a slip there.
Don't rush that one, George. Come on.
A nice round kick to the ribs by George Longinidis. Once again, slapping round kick. The rear supporting leg, which is a trademark of a Longinidis. Obviously, if Stand Man has had a say in the training of George.
Good checking there from George.
We'll see him use the low kicks to great effect.
Tried to through 2 low round kicks and George checked them both perfectly. Nothing like, sure the boxers will be sitting back watching this one, just watching a bit of shin on shin action, mate. It doesn't get much harder than that.
Ooh, spinning back fist by George Longinidis, caught a not flush on the chin.
Good way to end the second round there. That's a trademark Longinidis technique as well, the spinning back fist.
Nice high round kick by George Longinidis again, showing his flexibility in both his kicking legs.
Come back after the kick, so you follow through your hands.
Kick to the thigh and the knock.
Good exchange. One of the things, certainly in the striking arts, mate, but also in the kickboxing or the K1 rules, is if your opponent's going to kick, you've got to counter quickly to negate any scoring techniques there. Certainly George looking a lot better condition than the Thai Anont. A lot of great corporate support here tonight for George as well. Another spinning back to Steve from George.
Yeah, that one just missing the mark, Johnny, but obviously after the success of the first one at the end of the first round, he knows that he's going to take his head off if he connects sweetly with one of those.
That's not a technique the Thais will be used to. If he's had a predominantly Muay Thai background, or obviously boxing as well, the spinning back fist aren't a common occurrence. And there's 3 unanswered low leg kicks there from George, and it looks like it's worrying the Thai a bit.
Yeah, the Thai would want to start checking those low kicks, Johnny, or else he won't be standing for too much longer.
It's nice, George. Beautiful. George, stick there now. Well, look at it. Come on! Let's go, Georgie! Let's go!
Attempted push front kick by Anont.
Let's go! In the clear speed! Come on, George! Come on,
round kick to the ribs. Low kick just missing the mark as George now comes in, misses with the roundhouse.
There you go, Johnny, into the third round. Good leg work there from George. Probably got him ahead on the scorecard at this stage as he's been peppering away at the lower legs of the tie.
Very much a kick fight so far, Johnny, for the first couple of rounds.
Apart from George, a few spinning back fists, we haven't seen a lot of leather work. And George is peppering away at the lower legs. I think the time might be starting to feel there, John. He's switching into southpaw stance.
Yes, I think you've got to be protecting that lead leg, Johnny. He looks like he's been hurt.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a distinct limp on him at the moment, so George will be firing away at that lead leg. But it's also a testament to the strength of George's kicks as well. And his legs, whilst the Thai's checking the kicks, George is throwing them as well, so they're both connecting.
Attempted catch there of the kick by Anont, which referee Chris Anderson steps in, gives him a warning. That's not allowed under K1 rules.
Yeah, we clearly heard that at the start.
Shaking underneath, you gotta go to it.
Another attempted spinning back fist, just missing the mark. As George tries once again, this time follows up with a nice roundhouse kick.
Second morning. Second morning.
Not sure the Thai knows what he's getting warned for, but
well, he bows in acknowledgement, so as they resume.
Very impressed with George's leg skills at the moment, just peppering away the Thai's lower legs.
Yeah, he's really going to town with those low kicks, Johnny. Oh, that one did the damage. Oh, we see the Thai, he's hurt.
2, 3, 4.
Referee Chris Anderson applying an 8 count.
He's looking a bit wobbly, John.
I don't know whether this is going to continue, Johnny. I think George might have done the damage.
No, when you see the fighter leading on the referee to stand up, I think that's it. Show's over.
Not a good sign, John. I'll tell you what, that's a testament to George behind line Longinidis. It's not too often you see a Thai get beaten by TKO with leg kicks. So full credit to George. He's put on an impressive display here tonight. And TKO in the 4th round against Anont Donpradith from Thailand.
Well, the Bone Crusher had his legs crushed.
Unusual fight name for the Thai, but look, full credit to George. He just kept it away at those leg kicks, and you could see that the Thai was worried by them, and George just kept working away at him, and you could hear Stan calling out to him just to keep going low.
Great to see Peter Maniata since in the ring from the KO Boxing Show on Channel 31.
Jesus Christ. All the glory and honour to him. There's no secret about that. Thank you.
The official time, 1 minute, 49 seconds in round 4. Taking his perfect record of 12 bouts, 12 wins, and inside the distance, the Iron Lion, George Longinidis.
There you go, John, an impressive win to George Longinidis. I'd love to see him perhaps fight on some of the local kickboxing cards against some of the heavyweights. We've got some of the heavyweights going around at the moment. But, an impressive record, 12 fights for 12 wins. Bit of fancy work done on the skull there.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your great support tonight. El Toro Fighting Bulls Promotions, Saturday night, Sunday morning. Come to our final bout, bout 7. Howard Lee, thanking you for your great support of Peter Iannazzo, Lerio Doria and the team. Very good festive season to you all. Thank you for supporting professional boxing throughout 2008. We're at the Darebin Stadium in Melbourne City, Sunday, December 7, 2008. When the bell tolls for the first of 12 rounds of boxing, your referee in charge of the action, proudly wearing the IBF shirt, Mr. Ignatius Miscellaneous. Judges at ringside, Chris Anderson Sr., Andrew Campbell, Alan McCall. Ringside physician, Dr. Peter Lewis. Timekeeper of the bell, Damien Membry. Ladies and gentlemen, on the site where legends are made, are you ready to rock? Are you ready to box? We certainly are on a Sunday morning. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first in this 12-round contest for the IBF Australasian Light Heavyweight Championship. In the blue corner from Bangkok, Thailand, with the legendary Mr. Tassanui, 32 years of age. This young man has had 22 fights, 13 wins, only 9 losses, 5 by knockout. At 80 kilograms, he tipped the scales. When you welcome Thailand's Sonchai Chinlum, wearing black trunks with gold trim. And across the ring, with a galaxy of greats in the corner, managed by Peter Marianis, Major Cornerman, Dave Haggerty, Andrew Woodall, from Team Destruction in Italy, at 26 years of age. On a roll, 19 fights, 14 wins, 1 draw, 4 losses, 12 wins by knockout. Wearing black trunks with a touch of white and red, at 77.70 kilograms, the reigning and defending IBF Australasian Light Heavyweight Champion, OBA and Victorian Champion. Would you welcome, coming in blazing, 2 guns, John Walker! Well done, Damien. Here's our referee to give instructions.
Here we go, Johnny, the IBF Australasian Light Heavyweight title on the line. Currently held by Johnny Walker from Australia, taking on Sonchai Chinlum in this main event.
Okay guys, I want you to protect yourselves at all times and obey my commands at all times. Shake hands now and good luck.
Sunday morning fights.
Yes, we are into Sunday morning, Johnny.
Johnny, it's been a long night. It's not too often that you start a fight show on a Saturday night and finish on a Sunday morning, but it's been a great night of fights here for El Toro Promotions and Peter Iannazzo.
Round 1.
The crowd absolutely glued to their seats here for the main event.
Yeah, if anything, mate, there's more people coming in than there are going out the doors at the moment. But the main event, Johnny Walker, this will be a display. So for the IBF Australasian Light Heavyweight title on the line. Good handiwork there from the Thai. But I don't think it'll be phasing Johnny Walker, mate. Johnny Walker's as good as they get going around at the moment. From Team Destruction.
Quite a tall fighter, Sonchai as well. Putting together a couple of nice punch combinations here early in the first, but nothing seems to have troubled Johnny Walker so far.
Thank you for your great support, Rob. I didn't see you here earlier. Mr. Rob Ellis. Beautiful wife. Yes, thank you,
Big
Rob.
looping overhand right by Sonchai. Better work by Johnny now. Puts together a couple of jabs.
Break! Let go, step back. When I say break, step back. Don't hold, okay? Don't hold.
Thai weighed in about 80 odd kilos, and Johnny Walker I think weighed in about 76, 77 kilos. He's certainly packed with power.
Nice and straight. Moving your head.
Just doesn't seem to be any power behind any of the Thai's shots at this stage. Certainly busy, but there's just no power behind them.
Get a punch up.
Johnny Walker keeping a nice tight guard, just pushing forward, always walking towards the Thai. Defensive work by the Thai there. Tight guard.
Overhand right there from Johnny.
Back, don't punch. See, he's saying, don't hold, okay? Don't hold. Box.
Referee Ignatius Misleading just warning the Tiger not to hold on in the clinch.
Ducking and weaving by Johnny Walker.
Ty's certainly thrown a lot more leather in this first round, but they just don't look to be effective, don't look to be hurting Johnny at all.
Big overhand right by Johnny. Follows up with another one. He's got the tie against the ropes now. Oh, a couple of nice right hooks caught him flush on the chin there, Johnny.
You can see the glint in his eye there, Johnny. It was a case of, okay, I'm going to finish this guy off nice and early. Wobbled Sonchai there towards the end of the first round.
Now get the score out. Box.
Fuck him up!
Johnny's got an impressive win record. Majority of his wins have come by KO. So we certainly know he's got the power in his hands. Just wondering whether Ty's ever come up against someone with the power of Johnny Walker.
Nice jabs by Sonchai. Johnny retaliates with a couple of his own.
Counter with a beautiful one, flush on the jaw, and he's got the tie wobbled a bit at the moment.
He caught him with a nice straight left on the chin, Johnny.
The Ty certainly knows he's in the ring at the moment.
Yeah, although he's thrown a lot of leather, Sonchai, Johnny Walker is just much more effective with his punches, Johnny, and seems to be doing a bit more damage.
Nice good uppercut there. Block the head back of Sonchai.
This is a great technical display so far by Johnny Walker. I'm impressed, John.
Just a steely look of determination in John Walker's eyes.
Nice little uppercuts there in the clinch. Good to see both fighters separate without referee Ignatius Misleading having to step in.
I don't think he wants to get in the way of some of these punches that these boys are throwing, mate, at the light heavyweight division. But both boys showing a lot of respect to each other. John just peppering away.
Yeah, both fighters maintaining a really high work rate, Johnny. This is great to watch. Yeah, neither of those punches from Sonchai really getting through the guard of Johnny Walker. Landed with a nice one, a nice body rip, Johnny, but I don't think that's going to do any damage.
Yeah, John just outpointing him at the moment, just clearly taking it to him.
Yeah, good work to the body by Johnny Walker once again. As Sonchai retaliates. Yeah, just trying to duck and weave his way out. Nice straight right to the body. Attempted uppercut, misses. Sonchai just pushes him away.
Yeah, which is not a bad thing. Instead of getting locked up in the clinch, just keep your opponent at bay.
That's what we like to see, Johnny. It makes it much more of a spectacle for the fans and us here sitting ringside. We'd rather see the boys just box.
What a big round of heavy
very workmanlike second round there for John Walker. I know, John, you're not really a fashion connoisseur, but fighters quite often come out and side their opponents, and on the back of Sonchai's trunks. I don't know whether you've noticed this. I don't know whether Johnny has, but he's got a bulldog on there, which is quite threatening. But just above that, he's got a mauve, a pink, and a yellow butterfly. Not sure what sort of message that's trying to send, but the butterflies don't sound too intimidating. Anyway, back to the third round. There's a bit of trivia there for you, Johnny.
very tough-looking butterflies under there.
And a very soft bulldog.
Nice straight lefts by Johnny Walker, just peppering the chin of Sonchai.
The Thai's certainly very busy, but there just doesn't seem to be anything behind his punches. Very good in close, John.
Ooh, big overhead right by Sonchai.
Just skim the top of the head there of John Walker.
Yeah, Johnny Walker ducked underneath that perfectly. Working the jab really well, following up by straight rights.
Ty's not throwing a lot of straight punches. A lot of them are sort of outside punches, so which is taking away a lot of the power behind. Whereas John's just coming straight through.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Thai, most of those punches have just been taken on the gloves by John Walker. He's keeping a nice high guard.
Yeah, some good combinations there from John.
That jab, Johnny. Right him up, nice and tight.
Okay, here is last drinks. We're going to reduce prices for you. $3 for drinks, all right? Half price. Grab a drink, something to eat. Probably the food's gone, refreshments are still available. Half price refreshments. When's your appetite on this Sunday morning?
Savagely over the top of us there, just helping out the caterers clear out their stocks. Half-price drinks. Might have to grab one Johnny on the way out the door. Not that we condone drink driving. Might just grab a Coke. It's great to see John in the early hours of Sunday morning. A lot of the crowd has stayed on to watch this main event.
Good work to the body by John Walker. Oh, he's got the tie up against the ropes now.
Similar to what he did at the end of the second round, just had him up against the ropes.
I'm just waiting for him to get him against the ropes and unload again, Johnny. I think it's coming. Not this round.
Round 3.
Great fight to watch so far.
Oh, it is. And look, Johnny Walker just showing why he's the IBF Australasian heavyweight champion.
Scheduled 12 rounds.
So round 4 of 12. It's very workmanlike, John. Just straight to the point. Really good tight guard. I've got a funny feeling this Thai's going to be wearing one shortly. His hands are coming down low at times. Massive uppercut there. Poor Sonchai flush.
You predicted it, Johnny.
6, 7.
I think I'll call you the commentary cycle.
And he's wobbly too. He's just beaten the 8 count, but he's wobbly. Johnny Walker will be looking to finish this one off.
That was a massive punch taken flush on the chin. Johnny now goes in for the kill.
Credit to Sonchai, he's fighting back, but he was clearly wobbled by that one. He was struggling to his feet when he got up.
Yeah, he's caught him with another clean right hook. Follows up with another uppercut, right hook. But Sonchai, credit to him, he's standing there fighting back.
He's fighting back and he's making John Walker miss. So he's obviously got his wits back about him again. But he was certainly well and truly wobbled. He was taking notice of the ceiling of the Darebin Sports Centre there.
Credit to Sonchai to come back from a punch like that. As Johnny goes to work once again, now he sees the opening for that uppercut.
And a lot of vocal supporters you can hear in the background. Some of the boys asking them to do something to the Thai. And Johnny just unloading in this fourth round.
Yeah, Sonchai just trying to duck and weave out of the way of those punches, but
But credit to John as well, he's just stepping back. He's not gassing himself out. He's clearly ahead. He's certainly rocked the tide. But Sonchai's certainly coming back. He's showing a lot of heart.
Oh, big left hook.
Oh, a bit of an uppercut there from the tide. He's giving Johnny Walker one back for his own measure.
Oh, he's a tough boy, Sonchai. And now he's almost standing side on.
Not sure what he was trying to do there. Side on and just left himself wide open. His hands down around his waist, just inviting Johnny to have a crack at him.
As he dropped his hands once again.
Oh, Johnny just connected with a big overhand right, and the tide just smiles back at him.
Sticks his arms out almost to measure up Johnny Walker, but I don't know what he's doing there in centre ring.
I was just going to say, he's probably sitting there thinking this is the longest 3-minute round I've ever had to endure. But what an entertaining round that one was. So round 5 coming up. Let's see how Sonchai comes out with this one. He's taking a bit of a pounding that 4th round. Greets Johnny Walker with a bit of a smile, and Johnny just says, well, here, have a look at the leather.
Yes, Johnny starts to pepper him with the jab. Solid exchange from both boys. Nice work by Sonchai. A couple of jabs straight through Johnny's guard.
He's probably showing more this round, John, than what he has in his other rounds. He realises now it's the real deal. And it's taking a bit of a snooze on the canvas for him to wake up and realise he's really got to start getting in amongst it.
Punches up, okay? Box.
Dropping a couple of low punches in there, which referee Ignatius Mr. Liddy just warned him of in that previous clinch.
There we go, once again he's dropping his hands, he quickly puts them back up as he sees Johnny Walker coming in.
He's just taunting, he's taunting Johnny Walker, which I don't know whether that's a wise thing to do.
After he got decked in that previous round, I would be sticking to the basics if I was Sonchai.
I think one of the first things you look at in boxing is keep your guard up at all times. Johnny Walker just peppering away. Ty just taunting him. Wouldn't be doing that when you've already had 1-8 count planted on you, being sat fair and square on your backside. I see another uppercut coming in, Johnny. Ty just walking in, leaning in. Did that last time, he ended up flattening his backside.
Good tight work by Johnny Walker. Ty now leans back against the ropes as Johnny Walker goes to work on him. Good work by Sonchai to work his way out from against the ropes.
He's making Johnny Walker think he's fighting orthodox. He's switching to southpaws. He's switching to a side-on stance. He's dropping his guard. He's really taunting Johnny Walker. Starting to get under the nose of some of Johnny's supporters as well. They're telling him to finish him off.
Don't punch, come on.
Jab, Johnny, jab, beautiful jab.
Yeah, good 2-3 punch combination by John Walker. Sonchai retaliates with a couple of body rips of his own. Oh, as Johnny unloads up against the ropes, 5-6 body rips.
bit of a training drill there. Instead of the focus mitts, mate, that was Sonchai's midsection.
Unbelievable! This is a great fight to watch, though. All credit to Sonchai. He's still standing there. He's coming out for the 6th.
As you said, at the end of that 4th round there, he struggled to beat the 8 count. Was wobbly when he got up again, and now he's still going. Bit of a character, Sonchai. Certainly making Johnny work for it. Bit of a slip there.
Sonchai will just have a bit of a breather as he gets up.
Ready? Box.
Not sure what Sonchai's doing there.
What's he doing there? He's turning his back on Johnny Walker. You don't want to do that too often, Mr. Sonchai.
I don't know what he was trying to communicate there, but Johnny wasn't listening.
Ooh, another big uppercut by Johnny Walker. It would have taken his head off if he connected.
Ty's starting a little bit wobbly. He's not standing very flat-footed. Starting to lose his stance a bit. This one's scheduled for 12 rounds, John. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I don't think it's going to last the full 12.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, Johnny. This will not go 12 rounds. Sonchai changing stances again.
The difference is with these two fighters, Johnny's just coming straight through with some good straight punches, and Sonchai's swinging from the outside most of the times.
Two warnings, okay? Okay, no more. Box.
Jump on it!
Referee Ignatius has already given Sonchai 2 warnings for holding on in the clinch. He needs to be careful, otherwise Ignatius is in fine form tonight. He's already taken 5 points off in a previous fight.
Can't push.
This is where Johnny seems to have done most damage up against the ropes. Oh, he caught him with the sweep left hook. Oh, Ignatius is going to stop the fight.
I think he just waved it off. Yep, Sonchai wasn't fighting back and he just waved it off. Which is probably fair enough. It's Johnny was clearly dominating the fight and Sonchai was starting to showboat a little bit, but in the safety of the fight, it could have got a lot worse. So it's probably a fair thing to save a little bit more punishment to Sonchai for time. But full credit to Johnny Walker retaining the IBF Australasian light heavyweight title here, John, tonight at the Darebin Sports Centre.
Yeah, very clinical and technical display by Johnny Walker. We saw Sonchai try and pull out all the tricks in his book to put him off, but he just stuck to his game plan. Basic technique, kept up a high work rate, and the victory is all his.
Oh look, I'm sure he was putting Johnny off. He was putting me off in the commentary position here, John, with some of his antics. But that can also be off-putting to your opponent. But Johnny just kept his composure and just come straight through. Look, just a fine win for Johnny, just to retain his title there.
Right, safely. See you in the new year.
Sonchai just looking a little bit worse for wear there, John.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your great support. The time was 2 minutes, 52 seconds of round 6. Returning his IBF Australasian Light Heavyweight Championship, the Blazing Two Guns, John Walker. The big round of applause for Chinlum. Big round of applause for Sonchai, Chinlum from Thailand. For a very competitive battle in this morning.
There you go, Johnny. A very entertaining night. Saturday night and early Sunday morning, the 6th and 7th of December. Peter Iannazzo fighting Bulls El Toro Promotions, and on behalf of Paris Productions, my name's John Fergus.
And I'm John Cavassini, and you've been watching IBF Mayhem.
And we'll see you early in 2009.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, Howard. I mean, Chiplay's been with some of the best. So we knew we had our work cut out for us tonight, but we come here and put the pressure on and folded out how we wanted to with a knockout win. We know we put the pressure on these boys, they'll fold. I've got a whole heap of people to thank. First of all, I'd like to thank Andrew Woodhall, and rest in peace to his mum, Ruth Woodhall. He's stuck in the gym, straight after the few respect the gym, help me out, thanks, mate. I'd like to thank the team, Steve, Dave, Heath, Iannazzo, all the boys at Thongthai Boxing Gym, all my sponsors, Western Thermal Solutions, Heating and Cooling, and all the boys that get behind me, all the boys that always, every fight get behind me, and all the boys at my tables and come in and support me, everyone. Without you, titles like this don't happen, so thank you.
Hey, about 3 cheers for Don, 2 guns. Amen. 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 Thank you. On behalf of Peter Iannazzo, Lerio Doria, all the team here tonight, El Toro Fighting Bulls, Howard Lee saying protect yourself at all times, both physically and emotionally, reach for the stars, and keep punching. Peter, come across, just quickly a word from you. Peter, Ray Wheatley, a man equipped with world boxing expertise, rated that a very good performance by John Walker. He must be very proud as his manager.
Look, John's, in my opinion, now fighting the best he's ever fought. He's improved 15-20%. Look, I think he's an international standard. He's a powerful guy. He can take a shot too, and he just keeps coming. I think there's big fights here for Johnny Walker.
In 2009.
For sure.
Okay, thank you, Peter. It's been a great night of boxing, a great morning of boxing. In our main event, John 2 Guns Walker stopped Thailand's Chinlum in the 6th round to retain his IBF Australasian Light Heavyweight Championship. Howard Lee saying, good night, protect yourself at all times, both physically and emotionally. Reach for the stars, may God bless. Peace on earth, and keep punching. Good morning to you all from the Darebin Stadium.